been working on for a long time, 6 weeks, something like that. We've been planning
Yeah.
this. It's Anthony's brilliant idea. It's a great, the subset below this, where it's like a lot of these movies don't have a lot of, praise because they're not big franchises. So it's really going to be cool to get some recommendations and see what everybody pulls.
Yeah, there's some of these that maybe not my stack so much, but there's some of these that I feel could have benefited from a sequel. There's some I'm glad never got a sequel. Yeah. There's some I'm really surprised didn't get a sequel.
Yeah.
I got some the same way where I'm like, it's set up perfectly for a sequel. I don't know how they didn't do it, but they didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah, and a lot of the ones I'm gonna talk about, they definitely were not bombs. I mean, some of them may be they didn't make a ton of money, but they were all at least money makers. Ones that I feel like could have made more money. So you never know.
Crazy.
But you know how it is. If it doesn't have 50 sequels, I mean, in the horror world, it doesn't really get a lot of attention. It's got they're one and done like this. It's I mean, it's not that hard to find something that's never been remade, doesn't have a sequel. I mean, there's a lot of them out there and a lot of great ones.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them are kind of under the radar. So.
And the main thing is that something like a Halloween, a Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, whatever, Chucky series. I mean, those movies are still talked about today because they made so many sequels. They're making the remakes and the fucking all this bullshit, whatever. Well, a movie that came out in, say, 1985 that was a one and done, it's kind of just on the shelf, collecting dust.
I think, a lot of times. These days, I don't watch these other clowns. I think a lot of these motherfuckers are a joke, really. But this stream right here, if you're a real horror fan, you'll know these titles probably, or you're like Hagen K and you're like 15 or whatever, and you don't. He's probably 25. To me, he looks like a little kid, because I'm old. But you know what I mean. You may not have been around.
What's up, Hagen?
Hagen, what's up? You may not have been
First
around.
one chat.
But I mean, if you're an older guy, you should probably know a lot of these, and you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I haven't seen that movie in years. I want to recheck that out or whatever." So like a mid-level media, he could never do the stream. It just wouldn't work. He would be like, "Oh well, I don't know, Michael Myers, guys, whatever." So this is I think this is going to be a really good one. It may not, maybe not all the people see it, but I think the people will see it will like it.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and say right now that the five movies I'm going to pull are not necessarily my 5 favorite standalones, because I got a couple. I'm just going to go throw this out there right now. Cujo's not in my list. I have talked to Cujo to death on this fucking on these streams,
right?
And so I purposely left Cujo out of there. But I'm just saying that's not going to be in my top 5. So, but there's some others in here that I probably talked about a lot too, but Cujo, I just said I feel like I've talked that one to death.
If we had a John Carpenter freak in here, they'd pull Halloween 1. Go, it's a standalone, guys. The rest of that shit is, what if John Carpenter only wanted one? Anyway, let's go to the chat and let's get the one. Let's get in here. Said Hagen K, what's going on, man?
What's up?
He's starting to put up videos. He's got haul videos out there.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
First one in the chat, first one to unsubscribe.
Yep.
I'm not 15, Brad.
I don't think you get it. You'll get it when you hit 30 and you see somebody that's close to 20. You're like, that's a baby. It is what it is.
All you fuckers look like babies to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, old man.
Yeah.
I know, I feel like a crunchy asshole now. I got fucking kids y'all's age.
Yeah.
What up, Del?
Yeah, we were supposed to do the stream Saturday. Shit kept happening. Alan was not available, injured. His kid tried to die. Everything
Alan's out saving lives.
He's out there fucking saving lives and shit. It was just one thing after another.
Never born. Yeah, my second youngest son, whatever, it was Saturday night about 10 o'clock. They got Zaxby's and brought Zaxby's over. And he's sitting at the table. I'm in my chair with my hurt back, whatever. And he's at the table. He starts choking. When I say start, I've never seen somebody start choking in real life before. When I say choking, he's slapping on the table and he's choking. And I would go over there with my badass back, whatever, and pick his 190-pound ass up, whatever, and do the Heimlich maneuver about 4 times. And finally coughed his bitch out. and it was bad. It was bad, and it was right in front of our security cameras. So I got it all on fucking camera. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was a chicken bone, right?
No, he was eating a chicken strip, boneless chicken strip. It was Zaxby's.
Just imagine if he was alone.
The way he described it was he had a like a fever blister inside his lip, and the sauce was burning his lip, and so he wasn't chewing it very good, and just somehow it went down the wrong way or something. He said it just got lodged. It was in there. I said he was choking to death.
I've seen the video
4 times for that bitch to come out. I've seen Brad a video of it.
I've seen the video. It was like, you know, when like a kid will fall in the gorilla enclosure.
Yeah.
The gorilla will get real like upright like that and go over to try and help him. That's exactly what it was like.
So, yeah, it was intense.
Well, your kid owes you for life now, for real.
Oh, I saved the video. I told him anytime you fuck with me, I'm gonna show you this video.
That's 2 times you owe me, bitch.
Yep.
All notes, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Corey, what's up, man?
Corey. What's going on, Corey?
Corey's got his own channel now too. He's putting out videos, which is really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Dell, you ready to intro? Definitely spoiler. Yeah, they're in there. Like I said, this is an aficionados horror stream here.
Horrors don't get a second chance.
You're gonna get that.
I love that. I love that shit.
If you hadn't seen the movie,
I love it.
You would probably not be spoiled by that because that's the perceived killer from the beginning. You know.
Yeah, that's so good though.
That needs a badass 4K.
It does.
That would look great in 4K. Sasha, what's going on, man?
Hey, Sasha.
What's going on, Sasha?
The slipcover king.
This is a perfect stream for Sasha. There'll be a lot of animal killing. Sexy Monkey Sasha. Yeah, I can say in advance, I'll likely see none of these that you're going to talk about. Maybe, probably. None of mine. I'm sure of it.
I'm going through mine again to see. Maybe one he's seen.
Let's see. A dog dies in this one. A monkey dies in this one. There's multiple. I think these all have animal death and rape too. So
right up Sasha's alley.
Yeah. Hagen K. I'm sure he's 29. You know, whatever. This is the compliment. Dell movie, stick up for his old dudes pop.
Hell yeah, man.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, buddy?
Chicken dinner's no joke.
Beware.
Say what's up. How lovely. Yes. Yeah. I think there's one of these in my stack that I would recommend for you, and that's my number 1. So I don't think any animals get killed in it. But not something I pay attention. But
they're so desensitized. If an animal dies, it doesn't fucking matter to you anymore.
I don't care. If a person dies, that should matter more. But
yeah.
I guess, you know, it is what it is.
And they can just say, I'm eating steak for dinner tonight. So, just so you know.
All right. Alan's going to go first this time.
Oh, shit.
Oh
the
shit.
Fuck.
Shocker.
All right. So I'm going to get this one out of the way first. This is probably my favorite in this stack, whatever, but I'm going to get this out of the way. This is my most obvious. It's going to be Christine.
Nice.
One of my favorite. It is my favorite John Carpenter movie. Which that might surprise some people with the thing out there and They Live and shit. But this is my favorite of all times. Stephen King, based on a Stephen King book, directed by John Carpenter. How can you go wrong? You got a nervous boy buys a strange car with an evil mind of its own, and nature starts to change his nature starts to change to reflect it. You got Keith Gordon as Arnie of this, and I've said it before. I know Brad's a big fan of this as well. I love seeing somebody that goes from a normal guy to slips into fucking insanity.
Yeah.
And he does it absolutely to a T in this movie. The way him and the car, their relationship builds, and the more it builds, the crazier he gets, to the point where this guy gets no ass at all. And he lands the hot girl, and he ends up just shitting all over the hot girl for this car, just to kind of emphasize just how crazy this son bitch really is. You got the what's the guy's name? My notes suck here. The guy that plays Dennis, whatever. I call him the Dollar Tree Kevin Bacon. He looks just like Kevin Bacon. And ironically enough, I found out that Kevin Bacon was offered that role, and he turned it down because he was making Footloose. And so ironically, they got this guy that looks just like fucking Kevin Bacon. He's a good actor. He does a good part as Dennis. Alexandria Paul plays the hot girl, his girlfriend. My favorite character in the entire movie is the guy that plays Darnell, Robert Prosky. He's just a crotchety old bastard, wherever that owns Darnell's garage.
Yeah.
And so his lines are just fucking fantastic. And just everything he says when he's on screen, he just steals the show. I love him. Harry Dean Stanton. Fucking love Harry Dean Stanton. Kelly Preston, a very young role for Kelly Preston. She's not in it very much, whatever, but she has a role. What's really funny is the opening scene one of the opening scenes when they're in the shop at the school, and you got all the bullies fucking with Arnie, stealing his lunch, just being total fucking dickheads. I think it's funny to me that one of the fucking bullies, whatever, is Ted from Friday the 13th Part 2, the redheaded comic relief guy from Part 2.
Yeah.
The guy that I wish would have died first. He plays the bully in this, but I think it's pretty funny. And you also got the guy in the opening scene in Ghostbusters when they're doing the shock test, the memory test, or whatever, the psychic test, whatever you want to call it, and the guy keeps getting shot and the gun shoots out of his mouth. This guy's also playing a bully. So I thought the casting was just great for that. But it's a great time. As I said, it's a classic movie. When the opening scene, when you see the cars on the assembly line and they start playing the Bad to the Bone, George Thorogood song, immediately it's like I'm glad I'm watching this for the 100th time.
Yeah.
All the cars were white, Christine's red. Just it starts off great and it never lets up. Start to finish, I have nothing wrong to say about this movie. And this movie definitely is surprised that it never got a sequel. It ended, spoiler alert here, you never seen the movie. The closing shot, the car's all fucked up in the garage, in the dump, whatever. It's all in about a ball of metal, and you see the little piece of metal start to move, knowing that motherfucker's going to come back. And so it was definitely left open for a sequel. And obviously it was based on Stephen King's book, whatever. He never wrote a sequel to the book, but that doesn't matter. How many times have we seen sequels of movies that were done by a book, whatever, and then 100 sequels after?
Yeah.
So it's really surprising. This movie did pretty well in the box office. So I'm really surprised we never got anything. We never got a remake. This is probably my most surprising on this list, that we never got any more love for this one movie. In a way, I'm kind of glad for that, because I don't think a sequel would really capture the magic this one had, because the second time you see the car doing this shit, it's not going to be as effective. You're not going to have the normal guy turning into the crazy guy. All that's just going to be taken out, whatever. So I'm kind of glad this is just kind of a standalone horror movie. It's one of my favorites, very rewatchable. I probably watch it at least once a year. I could watch it tonight and enjoy it again. So that's my number. I ain't gonna say my number 5. It's my 5th one on this list. So
if they did a prequel, that might be interesting.
It's seeing how the guy. Speaking of that, I got some more notes here. Let me go through my notes real fast. I really like this movie. I'm gonna go ahead and just. I don't do this very often. This is kind of Anthony's thing. I'm not as good as Anthony doing this, but it's my favorite part of the whole fucking movie. You got George LeBay. Now, George LeBay plays the old guy that lives next door to fucking Kevin McAllister at Home Alone. Mr. Nice Guy Old Man.
Yeah.
Well, in this movie, he's not a nice guy. He's the guy that sells the car to fucking Arnie.
Oh, yeah.
And so his name's George LeBay. He says, her name's Christine. Arnie says, I like that. Then it says, come on, Arnie, we gotta get going. He says, my asshole brother bought her back in September of 57. That's when you got your new model then, back in September. Brand new she was. She had the smell of a brand new car. That's just about the finest smell in the world, except maybe for pussy. And just the way he delivers that line with his old crotchety ass, he's wearing his old back brace. He's like he ain't took a bath in 6 months. It's just it's a great character. It's a great scene, and like I said, that's probably my favorite part of the whole movie. That interaction between them, So I think it's just great.
That's the first 2 minutes of the movie, basically, or first 5 minutes.
The nice old man, next door neighbor in Home Alone, just shoveling snow, talking about pussy in this movie.
And
you gotta love it.
Stephen King. This was Stephen King's heyday during this time. Stephen King's popularity was so high that this film went into production before the book was even published. How often do you see that shit happen? They knew this was going to be a fucking hit. The movie was already going into production, and he ain't even published the fucking book yet. Portions of the film, particularly Arnie's neighborhood, were shot in the same South Pasadena neighborhood that director John Carpenter used in Halloween '78. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's all the notes I got for. Like I said, there's a ton of information on this movie. You've never seen it. I mean, don't fucking watch the stream. Go watch it now. So it's worth it. It's a great movie. Take me off the big screen. I'm done talking.
All right. Oh yeah, Brian.
Give me 1 second.
He's gonna pull the title.
She looks better than Brian anyway.
Yeah. Like I said,
Brian would not argue that fact, probably.
I don't know. They could be a sequel. I mean, obviously there could be, but it had to be a period piece because you couldn't do it in today's times because modern cars, it's like, oh, what are they doing? A '98 Cadillac Seville? You know what I mean? Like what? They all look the same. It has to be, something like that. Or I guess he could use a really, really old car, but those old cars are classics now, so they're even the wrecked ones are expensive.
Yeah. All right, so number 5 for me is going to be Brad might have this on his list. I'm not sure. Brad kind of brain damage.
I don't have it on my fucking list anymore.
Yeah, it's a Frank Henlotter film. Sorry, Brad.
Don't worry about it. I got spares.
It's just it's one of my favorites all time. The guy's name is Brian in the movie. Go figure.
There you go.
So poor Brian, he gets sucked in by this weird fucking demented creature named Aylmer.
Yep.
This little parasite that comes into his place and sucks on his neck and gives him some juice. kind of gives him some like an acid trip to his brain pretty much anytime he wants a fix. So this little creature just kind of eats brains for I guess for all that he's worth.
It's the only thing he eats is brains.
What's that?
It's the only thing he eats is brains.
The only thing he eats is brains. So
you only give Brian his fix is if he gets some brains first.
Yep. So he gets more brains and gives Brian more juice, and this character just becomes further and further downward in the spiral, and you just see him go through shit. He's talking to hookers and people that he'd never want to talk to in his life, and the whole movie has a cool blue hue to it as well. I always enjoy that part of it. Just the comedy that Frank Henlotter throws in his movies are just batshit crazy. You just know this guy's having a lot of fun with what he's doing.
Yeah.
The character Aylmer, like the effects that they do in this little creature is really cool. Great practical effects. The scene wherever when the girl's going down on Aylmer and it ends up going back of her skull.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
The best part is when he go later because he's drugged up. He doesn't even really know what's going on, and this girl kind of cruises him, and she gets murdered by the Aylmer.
Yeah,
they call it an Elmer, but it's Aylmer, and he's like, it's about 30 minutes later, he comes back into it, and he's like, why are my pants wet? He starts taking his clothes off in this alley. And there's just blood ripped through his underwear, and he's like, what the fuck happened?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. This movie's it's a lot of fun, man.
It's got to be his best movie.
It's my favorite one. It's my favorite one of his movies for sure.
Like thematically and quality and all that stuff.
I love Basket Case, but I mean,
Basket Case would be my favorite.
We wouldn't have this movie if it wasn't for Basket Case, of course. But this is my favorite of his movies too.
It's an awesome movie. It's an awesome slip.
Yeah,
it is a really badass slip too.
Anthony, you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Right.
It came with an enamel pin too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
I have not seen that either. It's on my list to watch for Halloween.
Yeah, because it sounds just as crazy as Basket Case, stuff like that.
Basket Case with money.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't seen it, Pops?
No. Damn. I have it up on the shelf. If I got around to it yet, I'll watch it this Halloween.
Yeah. I'm surprised I missed that one too, because that seems like one that I would have watched back in the old Blockbuster days. Seems like a Blockbuster rental, but I don't think I have.
Yeah, same here. That's another one I can't believe I've never seen.
Yeah.
So
I want to say I downloaded it in the early 2000s whenever torrenting was a huge thing. That's how I checked it out first.
Okay. All right, so for me, this one goes. I picked this one because it's perfect for the season. Right now, Halloween coming up and everything, and that's Haunt.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I love Haunt. It really does capture the Halloween aesthetic to a T. The score is great. The atmosphere is palpable. just Halloween decorations galore. Everybody's dressed up in costumes, and they're literally on their way to a haunted house. This group of friends, they go in there. And it's great. I mean, it looks like, they really did it up. I mean, it looks like a real haunted house and everything. I love the way, that they decorated it and made it look spooky. And you got like the real spiders crawling around and the webs in there. And, I love the whole atmosphere to this movie. But then, they start getting, picked off one by one, slasher style by these masked like assailants, these masked stalker killer guys in there. And the masks in the movie are pretty like, generic looking. You got like a devil and a witch and a ghost and stuff, and you're like, okay, they're cool looking. But then when you see them, when they take off the mask, they look even fucking scarier than they did with the mask on, and that's where I remember when I first saw the movie, and I was like, holy shit, and some spoilers if you haven't seen it, but when they take off the mask, they've like, changed up, they have like all these gauges and tattoos, like body modifications and stuff, or facial modifications and all this stuff, and their faces just look crazy. They're tattooed and there's things sticking out of them. I mean, it's just, they look hideous. So the mask, like they consider your mask just to be like your regular face, and they want to like remove that and make it a different, kind of thing. So it's really, I don't know. I think it's really cool. There's some solid kills in this movie. And it's a quick watch, good pacing too. And I like that it builds up all of the characters very well, including Harper, who's like the lead. They give her a little bit of backstory and stuff. And I thought she did a great job. And but everybody in this is likable. The friend with the baseball bat, I thought that guy did a solid job too. But all the friends you can tell they're all having a good time making this movie. And it's directed by two guys, actually. It's two directors that did this one. But yeah, it really is. They're the mess right there too, but this really is just the perfect Halloween time watch. If you haven't seen Haunt, you got to check it out. Just a ton of fun. So
it's a winner for sure, man. It's really good. I love the thing you talked about where you have to kind of earn your mask to be a part of the group and everything. And, like that whole bit. Yeah,
and I like how there are traps throughout the haunted house too. So that's how they like separate you when you come in as a group. So for one thing I like about this movie, because it's smart, they make you surrender all your electronic devices. So that's how you get the cell phones out of the equation. Then, there's a group of these guys. So then they separate them by like 3 people will go in one direction, 3 people will go in another direction into this big haunted house. Yeah. Then there are trap doors, so people are falling down and all this stuff, and they start to pick you off one at a time. And I like that it's not just one killer. There's multiple killers. There's a whole a bunch of these guys trying to get you. So I think that's awesome too. So yeah, great movie. Definitely check out.
Yeah, I like when she's in that one room and she's trying to like find a way out, and there's that tunnel that appears and everything.
Yeah,
it's pretty intense, that whole scene in the bedroom.
The coffin sequence where they step into the coffin, pull the rope down, then it like transports you to the other side. When they're sticking their arms through the thing too, that's suspenseful, and they got a feel for what's on the other side. It's very well done.
Should look for a sale on the Ronin Flicks Ultimate set.
Yeah, no, I need to get that one. I need to upgrade from.
It'll be. What do you think, Brian? $25 this Black Friday on Ronin Flicks.
I think I paid $30 for it.
I think I paid $28, something like that. But I mean, I assume it'd be less if it's still available.
I mean, it came with a lot of stuff: posters, enamel pins, magnets.
A legit limited edition. It comes with a map of the haunt.
Yeah, the map of the haunt.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. That's a good set.
It doesn't fit anywhere.
No,
it's like a board game, but it is an awesome set.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, 1982, The Beast Within.
Oh yeah.
I had a feeling that was coming.
This has got sequel all over it. I don't know how this didn't get a sequel. 1982. Yeah, it's a rape monster movie, but it's the 80s. Directed by Felipe Mora, written by Tom Holland. Ever heard of him? Takes place as a shot in rural Mississippi, outside Jackson, which is the big city in Mississippi. $7.7 million gross. So in the 80s, it doesn't say the budget, but probably $1 million they paid to make the movie in that neighborhood. So it was a big success, and it is sequel city. It's set up perfectly as a sequel. I'll read the synopsis. I hope people have seen this, but this is a video store. This was banned, I believe, for a while in a lot of countries. But I remember in the video store, and I believe it said that on the tape that it was banned. So a young woman gets raped by a mysterious man creature, and years later, her son begins a horrific transformation into a similar beast. So what happens is Ronnie Cox and his bride, Bibi Besh, I don't remember her. I don't know if that's the right name. Anyway, it's their wedding night. They break down. They take a wrong turn and they end up in back-ass Mississippi somewhere. And they break down, and he walks back to a filling station. That's what they were called back then, for help. And she gets out of the car to chase the dog or something, and she's attacked by a giant cicada monster that rips all her clothes off and rapes her on her wedding night. So Ronnie Cox finds her. They take her to the hospital, whatever it is. I don't remember how many years later, 17 years later, they have a son. He has numerous health problems. Doctors can't figure it out. And, she looks to her husband and says, I think we need to go back and try to get some answers because our son is going to die otherwise. So they go back to the same back-ass town in Mississippi 17 years later. It's probably even worse than it was then. It's just this one horse, not even a stoplight town, population probably 35. And it's completely corrupt, like a Porky's type thing, you can do whatever you want. The judge is your cousin, you fuck your sister, kind of hillbilly shit, Mississippi, down in the mud, Mississippi. And they try to get answers, and it turns into this like mystery and involving a person, I believe, adultery, and a man being chained and up in a basement, and he evolves. Like it's wild as fuck. Same effects guys that did The Howling, so it's that kind of blow up crazy effects. You get all the gore, all the goodness, the comedy, even the unintentional comedy, and it's great. And of course, spoiler alert, you get about 2 seconds. At the end, the boy becomes the creature and rapes another woman, and the same thing the cycle starts all over again. So it could easily be a sequel. This is a blast, straight up, all practical effects, 100% creature feature. I don't know why it's not more popular. I don't get it at all. This is a fantastic era release, loaded with features. All I got to say is that if you haven't seen this and you're into monster type stuff, it even has like the 50s style monster music, which is a nice touch. I don't really like super old shit, but for this movie, it fits, and like I said, this guy, this character, I can't remember the kid's name. What's the kid's name? Paul Clemens is the actor. I remember specifically I wanted to check out the bonus features because they saw his interview on it, like a modern interview. And yet, if you're wondering if you've ever seen this movie, he never got his fucking teeth fixed. It's exactly what I'm saying. It's just, like I said, man, it's good. It's good old-fashioned American horror fun, and I'd recommend it to anybody that isn't squeamish.
And it's available to stream on Disney Plus.
Probably, yeah.
Is it really?
No, it's not. The way Brad described it, it sounds like the most horrible thing ever.
There's 2 little rapes in it. Just 2 little rapes, and then they're quick. All right. Let's catch up with the chat here. All right. Where were we at? A lot of fans of sexual assault in the chat.
Sounds about right.
You didn't start the chat, did you?
I didn't start the chat. Nope. I'm almost there. Okay. There we go. I see. I'm getting there. All right. Here we are. Sasha, very well done, Alan. You're a lifesaver. Jamie Hart, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Part of our 1% female audience. Hall and Oates, saying hey to Jamie. Hagen, I was born in 2000. Jesus Christ.
Had a lot of shit go wrong by 2000.
That's 20. It's 23. That's old. That's an adult. But yeah, I'm jealous of him. He gets to go back and find all this shit.
Yeah,
for the first time. I think I saw on his channel he was getting ready to watch Halloween 2 for the first time. How badass is that?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dell's a big fan of Christine.
Read the book too. It's a great book too.
Hagen's a fan of Christine. Eddie says my number 5 would be The Faculty, one of the best 90s horror movies. I think you might see that somewhere else on the stream. Yeah. I bet on it. Kind of surprised Brian might pull Haunt too. But
all my catalog Blu-rays are packed up, so
yeah. Well, so it can't be The Faculty.
Nope.
Or From Dusk Till Dawn. Well, there's been sequels of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, there's sequels of that.
Mid-level media. Dang Puff, maybe you want to watch Christine tonight.
Yeah, do it, man.
And I believe it is fall. I believe it is fall. Also,
it is fall. It's a good Halloween watch.
Yeah.
Sasha says my custom-made Ghostbuster slipcover has a very similar look to Christine or the Christine artwork. So it's obviously the Ecto one.
Awesome.
Huck, what's going on, man?
What's up, Huck? Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Tiana, how you doing?
Hey, Tiana.
What's up, Tiana?
All know it's Brad. You know better with Brian on the stream. It is what it is. I had extras just in case. Pap, what's going on, man?
Hey, Pap.
What's going on, Pap?
Let's see. Scrolling here. Pat Master, can someone please post Pop's channel link in the chat, please? Cool. I'm sure somebody's done that.
I think we all did. I appreciate it, Pat.
Jamie Hart. This is a good pick here. My number 5 is Sherry Falls. Very underrated.
Yeah.
I got it right here. Not for this stream, whatever, but I'm going to watch this for Halloween. Never seen this, by the way. Had this for a year and a half.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah, if you like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, Scream, movies like that, you're gonna really like Cherry Falls.
Yeah.
It falls
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Same vein, yeah.
It had to come out up against a Juggernaut or something, where it just never got watched. Saving Silverman or one of those type of things.
It's got Michael Biehn in it too, right?
Yeah, that's the sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I love him, so that's good.
Corey's a big fan of Haunt. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great modern stuff. Caveman, what's up?
Caveman, what's up, buddy?
It's okay, man.
He's helping Pap find it. Sydney, what's going on, man?
Sydney.
Hey, Sydney.
Sydney always has the best questions.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Keep the streams going.
Yep.
Apparently, we all wanted to make sure that any potential subscribers could find their way to Alan. Imagine that. Pap says I might be. He's for sure is now.
Right.
He definitely has the link. He can't say you don't have the link now.
Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, buddy?
Big fan of Haunt. There you go. He's in. Let's see. Dell says I've seen Basket Case, but not Brain Damage. If you like Frank Hit, a lot of movies, they all have the same kind of vibe to them.
Yeah, I've seen Basket Case. I've seen Frankenhooker. I've never seen Brain Damage.
Yeah,
Brian really stepped on it too, picked it out that they all seem to be like movies where everybody's having a great time, and that seems to be.
Yeah.
Just imagine being on the set with those guys. It's always seems like a blast, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling I got when I watched Frankenhooker. I felt like they were just having a blast. And that Frankenhooker, I'm a big fan of. That's the first time I ever watched it when we did that watch along, and big fan of it.
Yeah, and the MPA hates Frank Henenlotter. I mean, he's always had nothing but trouble with him. Dell hasn't seen Haunt. I think you can stream it on Shudder, if I remember correctly, maybe. But it's worth a blind buy, man, for sure. It's an easy one.
Yeah, Dell, yeah, and it really is like the perfect Halloween watch, if you're looking for that.
Dell says I'd have to give a spot to Happy Birthday to Me.
Oh, good one, man.
Solid choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris C says he's up to 80 subscribers. Cool, man.
Nice,
Well,
man.
yeah, he just did
Get
a
him to
haul.
100, man.
He just did a haul video a couple days ago that he got some really good stuff in.
Yeah, you guys go subscribe and get him to 100 before Halloween's over.
Hell yeah.
Pap's talking about the channel, the chat and the panel. Yeah. Like I said, these guys know what you're talking about with these unsung non-franchise titles. So you're probably going to get some good recommendations out of this. I know you're going to get some good recommendations out of it. All right. Jamie's a fan of the Beast Within. Yeah, I agree. I think it totally needs more attention. I don't understand why people haven't seen that. But 1982, it had a lot of competition. So, I mean, I can totally see that part of it, why it got, missed. All Notes has not seen The Beast Within. Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a try. Joe Joker, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Oh,
we just did a last live with Scotty the other day.
first live stream on YouTube.
Yep. Jumped him in.
Damn.
Puck says Dell rip Richard Roundtree.
Wow, I haven't heard that.
Seems like every video we do, somebody dies.
Yeah.
We got to stop this.
Thank you, man.
Paulie died on stream the other day.
I found out about that on stream. That wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I heard about Richard Roundtree earlier today.
And I am going to a Halloween party, which I have not done in years. A buddy of mine's turning 50. And he's going, his guy I grew up with, he's going as Rocky, his wife's going as Adrian. And I am going as Paulie. I got my Paulie hat, I got my Paulie cigar, I got a bottle of Four Roses bourbon, I got my meat jacket, my wife's going to cricket of fucking shamrock meats on it. And I'm going to be fucking Paulie in goddamn honor of Burt Young on Saturday. So I'm excited about that. So,
yeah. But that was planned before his death. It
was planned. We planned that about a week before he died. Yeah.
Jamie Hart is talking about The Beast Within. No one ever talks about it. Also read the book. Completely insane and totally worth seeing. Yeah, I left out a lot. It's got, all the prototypical Southern small town cliches. The chief of police, his brother is the mayor, and their cousin is the judge, and that whole thing. And it's like people have gotten away with murder in this town. It's just this lawless, shitty little town. And for some reason the judge has a toupee that he loses in the middle of the fucking thing. It's got a little small touches. This guy is like trying to make meatloaf, but he's attacked by the monster in the middle of making meatloaf, and he ends up with like hamburger and shit all over him trying to fight the monster. But it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. Chris C, I need to check out The Beast Within. Yeah, if you haven't seen The Beast Within, that is right up your fucking.
Yeah, Chris would like that a lot, I think.
Yeah, he would love that. 80s slasher type. Creature doesn't use a knife, so it's not a slasher, but that kind of thing. Dell said I saw The Beast Within as a teen, but never knew the name. Your synopsis brought it back. Thanks. Yeah, it's a good Arrow release too. I'm sure it'll probably get a 4K. Scream Factory also has a release of it, but somebody will do a 4K eventually. Talking about Michael Roundtree passing. Sasha, this doesn't shock me at all. I've never seen Halloween 2 myself. Imagine that. I don't think
you got to do it in his voice, man. Come on.
Yeah. Never seen that film myself. I don't think any animals die in it. Might like it. Definitely a slasher.
Don't watch Rob Zombie's part 2.
Yeah.
Motherfucker eats a dog.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I just rewatched that for the first time in a while.
Don't get them mixed up. You want the one from 81, not the one from 2009. Joe Joker currently watching The Mist for the first time. You mean to tell me In this store, nobody can find a working lighter. I hope you're watching the black and white version. That's it's much improved in black and white, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I know you have it with that release.
Joe Joker, let me know later tonight. Message me on Instagram what you think about the ending.
Fuck Dillon movies. Yes, he was. The Shaft Criterion is awesome. All right. Chris C. His ranking would be number 1, The Cujo, The Incubus 2, another rape movie, Silver Bullet 3, Event Horizon 4, The Burning 5th, no order. Yeah. Solid. All those are solid.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Joe Joker, Frankenhooker is a masterpiece. I totally agree.
I agree too.
What nationality is that pimp? I mean, really, what the hell is he? I don't know. I can't place him. I don't think he's Italian. He's just like, I don't know what he is. And when he punches Frankenhooker and her fucking head falls off and lightning just starts coming out. Come on, man.
Exploding hookers.
Exploding hookers, a severed head knocks him unconscious. Phil says to Huck, the correct answer is shut your mouth for the theme song. Movie Hunter, what's going on? My favorite standalone horror movie is Event Horizon. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Russell, what's happening, man?
What's up, Texas?
Hall Notes, yeah, I've unfortunately seen From Dusk Till Dawn 3. Yeah, man, I was like, immediately when this idea came in my head, I was like, well, great, Henry will be my number 1. And I remembered that fucking shitty sequel that they did for Henry. And I'm like, well, that's out the window. Okay. Sydney Eubanks, check out these horror movies. Nocturne, 2015. Demon Under Glass, 2001. Lost Lake, 2011. 3 Hours Till Dead, 2015. And A Record of Sweet Murder. Caught these on streaming. Okay. Brian, you seen any of those?
Nope.
Wow. Yeah. You got Brian. That's something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Sydney watches a lot of stuff.
Get past the haze.
Ton of stuff.
Sasha's betting that Robert Duvall will be next.
Damn.
I think Clint Eastwood. But hey, that's just
bitch.
Wow.
he's got at least 20 years left.
That's an elderly old man.
20 years.
Yeah, 20 more fucking years. It'd be 300 years. He'd be 180 years old when he dies. Okay. Almost done. Huck really wants to see the Polly costume. It'll be legit. He'll be putting the grease paint, the 5 o'clock shadow.
Well, I'm trying not to shave. I haven't shaved my head in a while, so I'm trying to get as scruffy as I can before Saturday.
Yeah, you gotta take some pictures of that.
Sasha is a big fan of Silver Bullet and American Werewolf in London. My favorite horror film. Those are both standalones. That's true. Chris C. OG Halloween 2, I think, is ranked number 2 in all-time slashers. It's great. It's a great slasher, great Halloween movie.
And me and my wife, we're going as the most non-couple Halloween costumes ever. Now, I just got my wife to watch all the Nightmare on Elm Street. You guys know that she's not a horror fan. And she's actually going as a sexy female Freddy Krueger. She's got the green and red dress. She's got the fedora. She's got the fucking, I got her a little cheap-ass $15 Freddy Claus.
Yeah.
And so you got somebody that hates horror movies, love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. She's going as fucking Freddy. I'm going as Polly. We're the most non-couple ever. But who else? If I'm going as fucking Polly, who could she go as? He does get a $200 hooker in part 2. Or the other character she could possibly go as is Little Marie, but she's 12 in the movie and Polly's 60.
No, she goes as the robot from Rocky 4.
Well, you could do that too, but that's dumb.
Happy birthday, Polly.
She goes as Adrian, and then you have incest.
Well, there's already an Adrian. My wife's going as he's Rocky. He found the black jacket with the tiger on the back. He's going as Rocky too. I'm going as Polly. His wife's going as Adrian. My wife's going as Freddy Krueger. That's what we got. So it makes sense.
Ken Carlson, what's up, man?
Hey, Ken.
What's going on, Ken?
Sasha, if you're going to impersonate me, put a bit more bass in my voice. I think it was pitch perfect. You should hear.
I got you back, Sasha. Don't worry.
You should hear people impersonate me. It sounds like it sounds like a complete total card, and just people go, and that's just how you talk. That's what you sound like. I appreciate it.
Put a little bit more bass in my voice, please. Shit, that impersonation is good.
Joe, yeah, let us know what you think of the ending for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
He's watching this just going, what the hell could it be? What the fuck could that ending be? Yeah, you'll see. Huck says 2 of my favorite newer standalone horror flicks are Freaky and Ready or Not. Yeah, Ready or Not's a badass movie.
That was in the intro.
Freaky starts out really good with the Vince Vaughn stuff and brutal killer, but yeah, I'm not that. I wasn't. I didn't really like the rest of the movie, but it was a good quality, I guess. Del Henry is a sequel. Why?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't think anyone would have known that either, unless you said something.
I would have known. Okay, this is
no. I'm just saying.
We're pros here.
I'm like, what? Because who did the? Was the sequel?
It sure as fuck wasn't the same actors. No, it was. I can't remember who it was. It was a shitty. I don't remember. I've seen clips from it. That was enough.
Okay, I'm like,
it's not quality at all. But
is it a modern sequel though? Like,
yeah, it was like 90s, early 90s.
Okay, yeah, I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, but
crazy.
It is what
I would have never thought that would even get a sequel. That would have been like the first.
Well, I mean, he escapes. That's the thing, so it is what it is. Dell's a fan of Frankenhooker, of course. Chris says, but there's a lot of standalone horrors. I would add Apollo 18, very underrated found footage horror. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of found footage is standalone.
Yep. There's a lot, man. They're really. We could easily do a part 2 to this because there's a ton of standalone horror movies. Yeah.
I could definitely do it too, for sure.
Yeah, 3.
Dell, Clint's already dead. Just too stubborn to die. He's too mean to die.
Yeah.
He's turning into the motel keeper from Dusk Till Dawn when he's just constantly banging the bell trying to get the guy, and some old guy comes out of the bathroom and goes, "What the hell do you want? You mean old bastard, I want a room." That's
he's
what
right now. I'm telling you, he's doing fine.
We are just lucky we're not in the same room with Alan right now. You say what you want about Alan, don't you dare talk shit about Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I'm sitting there now just trying to keep my composure.
The Joker was going to say John Carpenter's Vampire, but there's a shitty sequel with Bon Jovi in it. Yeah. Believe me, I've been there. I've pulled out, been like, oh yeah, that's going to be in it, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's
a sequel to John Carpenter's Vampires.
There's a sequel that nobody gives a fuck about.
What the?
Dude, that's another one I never would have guessed even had a sequel. Like that's why you really do have to look because there are just some random like straight to DVD, straight to video like sequels and shit that you wouldn't.
Yeah, American Psycho 2.
Yeah, American Psycho 2 with William Shatner. That is worth owning as a comedy.
It's funny.
William Shatner falling out the window, stiff as a board, and it's just. But if I pulled Henry, somebody in the chat would have been like, "Actually, you fucking retard, it has a sequel." That still may happen.
Yeah, I was looking to say it may happen. We may pull something. That,
I know.
I don't think in my stack, but you never know.
Jamie Hart's got a point here. American Wolf in London has a sequel, American Wolf in Paris. It's not well liked, but I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm sure I'm a fan of it. I'm sure Brian's probably a fan of it too.
I don't know if I'd call that much of a sequel. Maybe like a
spiritual
reimagining or something.
Yeah, spiritual sequel.
I don't know,
kind of thing. But it's not a story linear, sequel.
I like that one too, though. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Paris in a while. I watched
very 90s. Bad CGI, the whole bit.
Yeah, it's really just the bad CGI, but everything else about it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Scotty says in the Mouth of Madness, I will say then. There you go.
That's a fun movie.
Love that movie.
A lot of John Carpenter stuff does not get sequels. Something in his past. He's got a bad taste in his mouth of sequels. Chris C says, and I have to think while running with the wreck on the sleeper. Cool. Holland says, "What's wrong with 2 Adrians? Make it 3." King Carlton, let's see, Black Sunday, Kill Baby Kill, Horror Hotel, City of the Dead, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and The Body Snatcher. These are very old movies. But yeah, some standalones there for sure.
Good choices, man. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go with the old school stuff. Really, really old school, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. We were all really excited about this thing. And then fucking Alan kept getting hurt, and his kid tried to die, and a bunch of shit kept happening, but we're here.
Yeah, blame it on me.
Yeah. Of course, Alan's just going, well, maybe you should do it without me. Oh, fuck you.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Sasha, maybe your wife could be go as Apollo's wife. Not in this day and age. Scotty, hopefully this ending doesn't go sleepaway camp. It's beyond that. Way beyond that.
Yeah, don't ruin it for him.
I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want you too jazzed up about it. Just enjoy. And switch out that disc, put the black and white one in. Rob Romano, what's up, man?
Hey, Rob.
Going on, Ro?
Gonna get your replay. I appreciate it. Getting ready to watch Aliens. Been a while. Always holds up. Steve, what's up?
Go on, Steve.
Rob, yeah. Saying hey to everybody. All right. Robert Romano's sequel Vampires is laughably bad. I assure you, you're missing nothing. Holland said I blacked out during the sequel. Chris talking about the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, it is underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it does, being the 90s and what it is during the Scream era and everything. I'm sure it's solid.
Yeah. Those are some of my favorite soundtracks were from the 90s.
There's actually a 4K of American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah.
German. The whole movie's just all mouth and madness the first time a couple weeks ago. Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's experience. Robert Ron took the words right out of my mouth, Jamie. Bush song. Okay. Bush is on it. Yeah. Could it be more 90s?
Yeah.
It's a Bush soundtrack. Masha says, is Videodrome class as horror? Maybe not. I would say it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Sci-fi horror. All notes without pops. Blood in, blood out. These collars don't run. King Carlson, my Cujo Witness 4K should be arriving this week. I forgot about Witness.
Yeah, I got the notification from that my fucking Witness is shipped from Diabolic, so excited about that.
Yeah,
From my fucking Witness.
You're going to do a full watch in black and white this weekend. Yeah, I think you'll find. Well, this is no spoilers, but the black and white gives it kind of a Birds vibe, and it really helps with that really dated CGI. The black and white, wash over it. I missed somebody.
The black and white in that set that just came out is the black and white in 4K also?
Yeah, 4K is in black and white.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that out again.
Cinema Man. We just watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey last night. What a pile of shit. Can't believe that's getting a sequel. Well, made a lot of money. That's why. It doesn't matter how good or bad the movie. I think a lot of people can't stand like a movie like Paranormal Activity, but it made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So
Blair Witch.
A lot of people hated that. It made a shitload of money. So it just doesn't matter. Good is just it's relative.
I mean, Winnie the Pooh's not on those kind of.
No, it's not on those
wavelengths.
But it is. I could totally see somebody having fun with it.
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Yeah. I had fun with it. I mean, Christopher Robin's a bitch.
But he is.
He's a total bitch. But
you watched it finally?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Willy's Wonka. How about hardware for sci-fi horror?
Yeah.
Movie. That's a man. Somebody needs to put that shit back in print.
Yeah.
It's old Severn. Chris C. I like Blood and Honey. Damn. No. Yeah. I mean, listen. It's just not that. They had $100,000, which in movies that ain't shit. So They did what they could, and the CGI, boy, I just wish they didn't do anything. I would have rather had off-screen kills than that CGI.
Yeah.
Alan, I'm quite confident you'll be getting what I sent you this week, hopefully.
Oh yeah, man.
Nice.
I'll let you know when it comes in.
In case unless something else happens between now and then.
We'll
All
see.
right. I'm going to start this.
Okay, so this next one here, I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying that I got nostalgia for this movie. I rewatched it for the 100th time. I still like it. It's probably not going to be for everybody. It's really bad acting. It's kind of a cheesy plot, but if you've seen this back in the day, you're probably still a fan of it. It's going to be a shocker.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Wes Craven movie.
John Carpenter, right? Or no, Wes Craven.
Wes Craven. Right. Yeah, this came out in 1989, year I graduated high school. So it was right at the sweet spot for me. Seeing this in theaters probably a couple times. I had a blast with it. I still have a blast with it. The acting is horribly fucking bad in this. But the main guy here, his name's Horace Pinker, and it's played by a guy named Mitch Pileggi, however you say it. He's great. He's the best part of the movie. He's you could tell they were really trying to make this into a franchise. They were planning on making this into a franchise. Nightmare on Elm Street, they started getting a little tired. That was still going on, but it was getting a little burnout, whatever. So Wes Craven was hoping this was going to be his next big series. But it did very lackluster in the box office, didn't make a lot of money. So it never took off. So it was a one and done. The basic plot of the movie is this guy here, Horace Pinker, he's a serial killer. After being sent to the electric chair, a serial killer uses electricity. This is the plot. To come back from the dead and carry out his vengeance on the football player who turned him into the police. The football player is played by a guy named Peter Berg. He's a terrible, terrible actor, but he's a really good director.
Great filmmaker.
Yeah, if you don't know who Peter Berg is, he's done films like Friday Night Lights, Hancock, which I enjoyed. I'm going through the list real fast. He's got a shitload. Lone Survivor. Him and God damn it. Drawing fucking blank.
Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you. Fuck. Him and Paul Wahlberg did like 3 movies together back to back. I mean, they're obviously big buddies. Patriots Day was another. Mile 22. He's got a fucking shitload. He's got like 33 movies he directed. So he's known as a director. He's definitely known as a fucking actor. His acting in this movie is so fucking bad. I watched it with subtitles this time because I'm old and blind and deaf. And every time I watch this movie, the guy that plays the cop in this movie is his adopted dad. And I always thought he was calling him Dad through all the movie, but the guy's name is Donnie. So he's got a real bad New England accent, and it sounds like he's going Dad through the whole movie, but he's calling him Donnie or whatever. So anyway, just something I noticed on this rewatch. The entire fucking time I thought he just said Dad the most aggravating, annoying way, but he was actually calling him Donnie. So there it is. Not that anybody else gives a shit about that. Something I noticed. But the funniest thing about this is basically this guy Horace Pinker, he comes back from the dead after he gets electrocuted. He has the ability to jump from like body to body. If he puts his hand on you, he can shoot his electricity into the new body if his body starts to die or whatever. And this guy, whatever, he gets shot right before he gets electrocuted. So he has a limp. He walks with he has like a dead leg. And as he's going from body to body, this is the funniest part. No matter what body he goes into a brand new, fresh body. Everybody he goes into has a limp, has the same dead leg. It's a way for them to really point out to the audience, because we're idiots, that he's now in this body now. For example, he goes into like a 12-year-old girl's body. This cute little girl, he jumps in her body, and all of a sudden she's this mean little bitch. She spits on the ground, and she has that dead leg and she's running.
Dude, it's not a limp. Like you said, it's a dead leg. He's literally dragging a fucking leg.
And it's definitely more noticeable than when the girl's doing it, because the girl's, she's a little 12-year-old healthy girl running with the fucking dead legs. It's fucking hilarious. Like I said, this is a fun time. It holds up for me because I got so much nostalgia for it. If you're watching this for the first time, don't have the bar set real high. It's definitely a fun movie with bad acting, but if you're into shit like this, you can't go wrong. This is a good time, and I really enjoy this flick. And this is the original artwork there, the original poster.
That's more accurate. That's what this movie is.
But that's the great artwork Stream Factory did.
That makes it look way better.
Oh, it really does. But like I said, the plot is thin, the acting is bad, but it's a fun 80s cheesy fucking horror movie that I fucking love, and never got a sequel. I'm kind of glad it didn't.
Yeah, that'd be but it could easily have gotten one too. Another good standalone to be a double feature with that is The Fallen with John Goodman and Denzel Washington. Very similar story.
That almost made this list too. by the way, but I didn't put it in my list. But I went with Shocker instead. Horace Pinker, he's a legend. Pinker's TV repair.
Let's see what Brian got.
All right. This is kind of an oddball one. I'm gonna go Evil Speak.
Nice.
With Clint Howard. This is basically just, high school Clint Howard. He's probably in his late 20s in this role, but he's getting tormented by all sorts of bullies and shit. One of them being Don Stark from that 70s show. So it's kind of funny. It's Bob from there.
Oh, yeah.
But he's at this military academy, and they have this kind of like a church part to it, and he kind of goes into the bottom of this church where there's a Satanist crypt or something like that. Ends up finding some way to worship Satan and get back at these bullies, and it's just a lot of fun.
As you do.
As you should do, just some of the kills in here are ridiculous. Clint Howard himself is ridiculous. This is basically his first leading role in a film, really. And I think he played bit parts before that, just in random shit. And then he later on became an Ice Cream Man, of course. Everybody knows that one a little bit more than this. But this is just a lot of fun to me. I don't know, it's just 81?
So around the time he did The Wraith?
Yeah, around the time he did The Wraith, yeah. I think The Wraith was a couple years later.
Yeah. Another standalone.
Yeah, there's a scene at the end of this movie where he's just he's got this big huge sword, and he's in the church, and he's floating and stuff, and you could tell he's on a string, but he's just killing everybody. It's pretty intense, but really ridiculous and awesome at the same time. I don't know, it's a sight to behold, I guess, if you like Clint Howard and you see how stupid Clint Howard can be. I don't know, it's always every time I put it on, it's just a lot of fun to me, and it just turn my brain off and enjoy. So
you can't go wrong with Clint Howard, man.
Yeah, that's why I picked this one.
Yeah, so it's amazing. He's really had an amazing career. They should really do a documentary on Clint Howard.
They should. Yeah,
that's all the shit he's touched, all he's been involved in.
Yeah, I got to see him live at a HorrorCon. He did a little panel or whatever. Is really fun guy, nice guy, very down to earth. Dresses just very casual.
Yeah.
His wife or girlfriend or whatever comes with him to his shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Seems very supportive. So it's cool.
Yeah, we met him last year.
Imagine being Clint Howard, and his brothers are who his brothers are. They're both successful actors. And the one becomes this mega huge director, and it's just you're this fucking weird extra level kind of guy, but he's awesome.
And he's always very complimentary of his brother Ron Howard. He's not jealous or anything like that. He's he's always talking him up and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, my brother Ron put me in this movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He did. He's
hold a spit bucket or something, and one of the boxing movie or whatever. I'll do it.
He's oh, you're doing that Star Wars movie. You got a part for me. He said that at the panel. He was talking about they got a part for me in there, and he did. He put him in there, gave him a small part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've ignored this as long as I can. Alan, is that a Buford T? I mean, is that what I think it is on the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make it quick. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Diablo saying to the Dr. Pepper, and I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Perfect Halloween shirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great choice.
Alan sleeps in that.
So for me, I got Green Room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost made my list.
Yeah. It's such a dark movie, but it's so well acted. I mean, you got Imogen Poots, Patrick Stewart, Anton Yelchin. You got Aaliyah Shawkat from Arrested Development, if you guys like that show. Just a really stacked cast. And yeah, it's just about a punk band, punk rock band that is doing these shows, really local shows, nobody's showing up, whatever, and they get invited to go play at this bar out in the middle of nowhere, and it turns out that all the people in the bar are a bunch of skinheads. So they're playing for a bunch of skinheads. Some things go sour. They get trapped in this room, just the band and one other girl. and it's basically just a fight for survival, trying to get out of this place. People are getting killed by dogs. They're getting the Rottweilers and stuff, sick on them, and getting ripped up by the dogs. You got people getting hacked up. One of the characters almost loses an arm. It's a really brutal scene too.
That is, yeah.
Patrick Stewart is like the lead, like neo-Nazi guy in this film, is fantastic.
And very weird casting, but it works.
Yeah, oh yeah. Wheels from X-Men.
Yeah. And it's such a weird role for him to play because he's not usually the villain. So it's weird seeing him playing like the worst of the worst, basically. And I was reading that I guess he read the scripts and he said it freaked him out so much that he like locked all the doors in his house, turned on his security system, and was like really like shook by the script. And then he called up the guys and he's like, I'm in. Because it really got to him, the character and everything. It freaked him out. So, but yeah, great. Excellent movie, really. I mean, especially this was Anton Yelchin's last theatrical role before he passed away, sadly.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And everybody in this movie just kills it. Like I said, it's brutal, it's gory, it's bloody. You got some badass music in it too. Jeremy Saulnier directed it. He also directed Blue Ruin, which I haven't seen, but I heard is excellent. He directed another movie that's really a lot of fun called Murder Party. That's a blast. If you haven't seen that one, definitely highly recommend it. But yeah, that's Green Room. Go check it out if you haven't seen it.
Imogen Poots. It's just fun to say.
Imogen Poots.
Poots.
Yeah, I had to say, tragically passed away.
Tragically passed away.
God. You haven't seen Blue Ruin, you'll love it.
Have you seen Murder Party?
I haven't seen Murder Party.
I have it. I'm not sure I've seen it.
It's a blast, man. That's a fun one. Check that one out too. But yeah, I gotta see Blue Ruin because I've heard nothing but good things about that one.
It's a little less horror, but it's still great.
Yeah.
Well, my number 4. This could have easily been 1. I just love this movie, but it's not great. But 1976, Eaten Alive.
There you go.
Directed by Toby Hooper.
Tragically passed away. Tragically.
He died probably high in his own bed somewhere. Anton Yelchin backed over himself with a car. So, I mean,
gotta put that parking brake on, man.
There's a recall with the parking brake. He's a fucking idiot. That's what happened. If that happens to me, feel free to mock me at my funeral.
We will.
A psychotic redneck who owns a dilapidated hotel in rural East Texas kills various people who upset him or his business, and he feeds their bodies to a large crocodile that he keeps as a pet in the swamp beside the hotel. What's not to love about that? You got Neville Brand playing Judd. I'm on the IMDb just reading this. It's all black and white photos here. Neville Brand playing Judd, the guy with the scythe here. He's one of those, like, those freak, like, animal people, like in Tiger King, that has, like, weird animals. He has, like, a monkey and shit. The monkey dies for no reason. I think they just were filming it. And I don't know what they did to that monkey. Maybe they really killed it. But if you watch this, it's like the monkey's just sitting there, and it's like the monkey's fucking drunk. It just falls flat on its head. Maybe they sedated it for the movie, but this is all done on set. It's got a lot of, I don't know, charm is the right word to it. I love this character of Neville Brand, who's this weird small town hotel owner, the only hotel in town. It's just this shithole, and he gets prostitutes and everything. He's like deeply religious and like insane at the same time, and he loves prostitutes, but he hates them, and he gets a prostitute tries to check in, is basically the start of the movie, and he realizes she's a prostitute, and then he tries to rape her, and then they fall down the stairs together as he's screaming whore, and they both get knocked out at the bottom of the stairs.
Now that's the movie that Robert Englund's in, right?
Robert Englund's in this movie as
his name's Buck. And what's he there to do?
Yeah, it's the famous line from Kill Bill. They stole from this.
Right.
Robert Englund's got a bit player in this. It's one of his first movies, but the big star is Neville Brand in this, who was a famous actor, a bunch of credits, but he had a serious problem with alcohol, and to the point where I guess there's a brain condition called wet brain, and he had that. He was in the throes of that in the middle of this production. He had really bad PTSD from Vietnam. So all that compiled, and if you watch the movie with that information, you can see in the movie, like, he sticks a guy through the neck with the scythe, and it cuts back to Neville Brand, and he legitimately looks confused. Like, shit, what am I doing? what happened? You know, he's running around the woods screaming nonsense. He's trying to kill little kids, feed them to a crocodile. The crocodile looks terrible. It's various sizes throughout the whole movie. It kept swelling up and shrinking when they pulled it out of the pool. It's just not a great movie. I think it's 1 year after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Very overlooked, but it is just, for some reason, I love it. It's a riot. Johnny Walker turned me on to this a couple years ago. I'd missed it almost my entire life until maybe 2 years ago. Johnny Walker turned me on to it. He said, dude, you will fucking love this movie. And he was dead right. Marilyn Burns is in it. Carolyn Williams is in it. Or Carolyn Jones is in it. A lot of faces you would recognize, but there's just bizarre shit from the beginning to end. This is a great release, loaded with features. But yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. You know, people keep showing up to the hotel to check in, and sooner or later they're going over the rail and they're getting eaten by that crocodile. But I love how the Neville Brand character, his night just keeps getting worse. Everything he has a wooden leg. Wonder how that happened. He gets shot in his wooden leg, and you know he takes a break from all this shit. He goes up into his room. There's just Nazi shit and rifles all over the fucking wall. It looks like he's getting ready to assassinate a president. You know, that's that kind of guy. And by the end of the movie, spoiler alert, you know what happens. He's going over the rail too. And as the credits, right before the credits roll, right before fade to black, his prosthetic leg with the holes shot in it floats to the top. So, it's the perfect ending, but at the same time, he could come back. You know, anything could happen. You know, he could have escaped. I don't know what the sequel would be, but I feel like it could have, just that floating leg. I'm sure, you know, he straps on the leg again. He comes back. He's moved to a new town. Who fucking knows? But it's a great standalone. I love the movie, and this is an awesome release. Probably the best release we're ever going to get. Loaded with features. You can get a Robert Englund interview in this. Yeah, that's Eaten Alive.
Yeah, great choice, man.
Oh yeah,
it's very 70s, very dated, but I think it's a winner. All right, let's catch up with the chat. Try to blow through these fast as we can so that we can get moving here. All right. Chris C saying, yeah, hardware was mentioned. Yeah, it definitely needs an upgrade. Jamie Hart, after Anthony's Heart here, number 4, Dead Silence.
Great choice.
Yep.
You know,
Dead Silence. Yeah.
Del's a fan of Shocker. Sure. Yep. Chrissy says, I love Shocker. Deadly Friend a little bit more. I haven't seen Shocker in ages. I haven't seen it since it was on TV. It's been a long, long time.
Yeah. Don't get too excited.
Don't
It's
podcast. What's
fun,
going on?
but acting is just atrocious, man. Going on, guys.
How's it going?
Pete Berg was also in Copland. Yeah.
Yeah.
They needed one other name to be in that movie. Mark Wahlberg and Fear. It's very horror. A lot of horror elements into it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fear would have been a good pick.
For C, we was also in Rockstar. Very. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying here. Jamie, I'm chat hopping. Cool. Hagen, do you guys collect any movie soundtracks? I'm starting to collect them more and on CD and vinyl. Yeah, I know there's a big vinyl craze for them now. I don't.
Yeah.
I know. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't have the money for another habit.
Me
Another
either.
crippling addiction.
Anything else? I got collectible movies.
I see myself getting into that.
Yeah.
nah.
Yep. Brian says nope. Dell, the little girl with the limp gives me life. There you go.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest parts of the movie.
Jamie Hart says is following one of the few movies she has on VHS. It's a good one. Very underrated.
Time is on my side. John Goodman's great in that.
It's the same thing. The character is always singing that song, so even when he transfers, they Sidney Eubanks, shocker, 3 out of 5. I like it. My favorite metal band, Megadeth song, No More.
Mr. Nice Guy. Great soundtrack. I didn't mention that. Great soundtrack.
Yep. It's solid.
Yeah. Alice Cooper.
I'm a hair metal guy, 80s hair metal guy, so it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Chris sees into the soundtracks. Dell hasn't seen Evil Speak.
It's a fun one.
Leather. It's another soundtrack he's talking about. Joe Joker. I think Brian and I have the same Jaws shirt. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one, for sure.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Russ. Green Room was great. It doesn't stop.
It's very taxing. Yeah, it's a very taxing movie for sure.
I'm glad I got to see that one in theaters.
Yeah, you feel like you're there with them, running around, trying to get away. You know.
This is the most incompetent group of Nazis I've ever seen. That's my gripe with the movie. Jesus Christ, can you guys wrap this shit up?
They should have been able to kill him a lot easier than that.
Yeah.
They were trying to. The problem is, the thing is, they were trying to make it look. They didn't want to have a bunch of bullet holes and stuff in them because they wanted it to look like. They didn't want it to look like
they wanted to stage it. Yeah, some other. They had an idea for it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, they had to stage it properly.
Sydney saying, check out some more horror. Fear Level 2016, The Appearance 2017, Strange Events 2013.
The thing I'm curious about too are if these are horror films or if they're just a bunch of good films, like in general.
Well, he's saying they're more horror, so I'm not familiar with those.
Oh no, but the other. Oh, okay, so the other ones were too that he was listing.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Cool.
Go back and check the comments later.
Yeah, I know. I definitely will.
Mika's saying the Green Room is a great film. Love it. It's awesome. New Patrick Stewart playing a menacing role. Yeah, he does it really well.
Yeah,
very understated. Taking it easy kind of thing.
Yeah, he said after he read that script, he had to have like a drink. He had some scotch afterwards after reading it because he was like, it exhausted him just reading the script and it terrified him. So, yeah, thought that was cool.
Corey, I have Green Room on the way. Meek and Kira were talking about it the other night. Yeah.
Oh, nice. There you go.
It's a good one, man. Sydney, Green Room, brutal movie. We give it a 4 out of 5. That's solid.
Yeah.
Especially for Sydney, too. That's a really good score. Yeah.
Chris C, does The Untold Story have a sequel? Yeah, Cat 3s are notorious for multiple sequels. Della movies. I had no idea Stewart could be so evil before seeing Green Room. Great pick. Yeah.
That's me, man. It surprised me he did so well in that role. He's just such a good actor, but man, that was weird to see him play that part.
Yeah. Because I'm seeing him as Captain Picard in Star Trek Next Generation, and then obviously Professor Xavier and the X-Men movies. So it is really weird seeing him as like.
I thought he would. Yeah. I thought he was kind of doing an Ian McKellen from X-Men. I thought it was kind of a similar, kind of thing where it's like I have to do this. He was the way he was behaving. He felt like it was kind of a calling.
Yeah. And the scariest part is like it's like a quiet scary.
Yeah.
Very calm, throughout and everything. So it's like those to me are the most terrifying.
Like when he's talking to him through the door, trying to get him to come out of the door, out of the room.
You'll be fine. Just come on out. Yeah, we're gonna talk it out, and we'll just the whole thing happen. Don't worry about it.
I like the touch of the group too. Again, I think they're played a little too incompetent. They should have been a little scarier, but it's like, it's like these band members are somehow able to just run through them like a knife through butter. But I like the little red laces touch.
Yeah.
They can tell, who's in and who's not in, and that whole thing.
Yep.
Eddie is talking about his 4 would be Get Out. One of the best directorial debuts ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a lot of people would agree with you. And I don't think he's going to do sequels for anything. I think I think he said he had 8 movies planned, and none of them were sequels.
Now, for Get Out, check out the alternate ending to Get Out because it's a lot. It's a
More
lot
realistic.
sadder. Yeah,
I believe he goes to jail.
Yes,
for his crimes.
That's the alternate ending to Get Out, and it's really, really depressing. It's like, damn, man, like it's more realistic though. It's more like, but he went more with the like happy ending, I would say.
Well, if you're kidnapped, you don't suddenly get to take the law in your own hands. You don't get to just murder people because you're kidnapped. Like any judge would go, well, listen, you were out the door. What were you doing? Why did you go back and brutally murder everybody? But you also don't have a movie if you don't do that.
Yeah.
Dell's talking about Blue Ruin.
Right.
One of my favorite revenge flicks. Man, that movie was a blind buy. Totally took me from. I think I'd seen Green Room first and bought it off the strength of that. And I think Blue Ruin is actually better than Green Room. And I like Green Room a lot. Sydney says Blue Ruin, great movie, 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Mika's big fan, brutal film, great revenge film. Absolutely. Callow saying what's up to everybody. What's going on, man?
What's up, Callow?
Chris C likes Get Out as well. Talking to Corey. Cal can't mock the dead. Bradley, they'll haunt you. Bring the shit on. Callow is talking about it. He's talking about the chat. Oh, yeah, I know what you meant, Dell.
We got you.
Callow says, I wish they would release Night Terror with Robert Englund. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah.
There's nothing not coming. Chris C, we're getting a Stage Fright 4K. I think I might wait for that release. Yeah, I think Severin is putting that out this Black Friday. Yeah, US was pretty good. Stage Fright's a great pick also for this. If you guys haven't seen Stage Fright.
Isn't that a Blue Underground release?
Blue Underground, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to put all their stuff out on 4K.
Well, Blue Underground's not doing it. Severin's doing the 4K.
Oh, okay. So that's
all of Suave's movies are coming to 4K this on Black Friday for Severin.
Oh, okay.
That's the rumor. We'll see. But Chrissy X probably borrowed a lot from Eating Life. Yeah, a lot of movies, I think, borrowed a lot from Eating Life. It is on Shudder, Eddie, if you want to check it out. But this is that's a fantastic era release, and that's a Blu-ray that I would put up against any 4K as far as quality. The scan, it looks unbelievably good. Dell movies, some others, Videodrome, The Devil's Advocate, People Under Stairs, You're Next, Get Out, Misery. Yeah, Misery, that's a great pick.
All excellent choices, yeah.
We need a Devil's Advocate 4K for sure.
That's a great movie.
Kal-El, Robert Englund was good in a movie called The Last Show. I've not seen that. You guys seen that? Last Show.
No.
Jamie Hart says number 3, Tourist Trap.
Ooh.
Number 2, Stigmata. Number 1, Near Dark.
Ooh.
Which mentions The Others and Event Horizon. Near Dark, that's a killer pick. But those are all good picks.
Yeah. They really are.
Joe Joker is never going to be the same again. Jamie Hart. Yeah, I can see that. Texas, Russell, Eaten Alive is fantastic. I love it. You know, I think it's a piece of shit, but it's so much fun, and it's so like clearly a set. It's just, I don't know. There's so much. It's, I guess, the charms is what I would call about it.
It's a piece of shit, but it's your kind of piece of shit.
Yeah. It's just so trashy and bizarre, and I don't know. It is so strange, and that's what's so fun about it. I mean, it's just an obvious set with like big bright red beaming lights pointed at the house for no fucking reason. You know, it's just it's almost like a play, but it's a blast. You're gonna talk entertainment value. You know, it's super entertaining. Percy says The Ninth Gate is a good one. Tim Socks Talkies is waving to everybody.
What's up,
Hey,
Tim?
what's up, man?
Saying hey to Holland and Mika. Just finished the Others 4K. You talking about the Studio Canal or the Criterion? First time watch, really enjoyed it. The ending was easy to see, though. Yeah. I haven't seen it in many years, but I'm looking forward to that Criterion 4K.
Yeah. Grab it the next hill.
Hating a lie, that's the way to go. Joe Joker, I'm going to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween Unrated Hospital Scene to get that out of my head now. Well, yeah, that'll be nice and refreshing.
Yeah. If you're looking for that movie to cheer you up, I don't know. Oh, man.
On to number 3.
All right. You had this one in your intro, which I was glad to see. I had a great time with this. I love this movie. It's gonna be Brightburn.
Ooh, good one.
Love the concept of this. What if Superman, came to Earth, but he was an evil bitch. I love that concept. I thought it was a great idea for a horror movie. Came out in 2019, directed by David Yarovesky, written by Brian and Mark Gunn, produced by James Gunn. Names you probably heard. Stars Elizabeth Banks, gravy on her damn taters. I love Elizabeth Banks. So she's hot as hell in this. And you got Michael Rooker shows up in a post-credit scene just for a moment. In this also, a big Michael Rooker fan. You got Matt Jones, which played Badger from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
and I thought he was great in this. He plays the guy's uncle. The bad guy's uncle in this. Of course, the Brightburn character is played by Jackson A. Dunn. I believe that's who. No, I'm sorry. I think it's David Dimon. I think is the kid. Regardless, whatever. The bright spot of this, as far as the actors go, for me, is Matt Jones, the guy that played Badger from Breaking Bad. Really enjoyed him in this. It's got some great scenes. The basic of the movie is just like I said. What if Superman came to Earth and he was an evil bitch? And this kid here, starts off. He seems to be a kind of a quiet kid, kind of a loner kid, and then he starts realizing he has powers. And the way he realizes this, the first time it really shows it, is he's trying to crank a fucking lawnmower, and he gets pissed off, and he ends up throwing this fucking lawnmower like 100 feet.
Yeah.
And of course, the lawnmower's laying upside down. It's now running. You got the blade going, and he's just looking at it. And he sticks his fucking arm in the fucking lawnmower, and it breaks the blade. So he realizes now he's a bad bitch. And of course, he's an evil bitch, and then he turns evil real fucking bad. He does some heinous shit in this. My favorite scene. I'm not going to say the character's name because I don't want to ruin it for nobody. But let's say he's in a truck accident, and he's laying in the truck. He's laying in the truck after the accident, and you see his face is all fucked up, and he turns to the side. His whole bottom jaw just flops over, and it is such a great looking effect. And it's one of those cringy fucking scenes. It's hard to watch. The special effects in this movie I thought are really good when they do have. There's not a ton of them, but when they do have them, they are really good. They did a great job with the Brightburn character, the outfit. Like I said, it's a creepy movie. It's a good horror movie. It's a great blend of a superhero movie and a horror movie. One of the best I've ever seen. Yeah. Two of my favorite genres, whatever. So I was all about it. So you hadn't seen this movie, it's a high recommend. The kid does a great job. Everybody in the movie does a great job. And when this kid turns bad, he does not disappoint. He's an evil bitch. One of my favorite shots in the movie is there is a lady in the movie that gets she gets fucked in her eye. One of her eyes gets like stabbed or cut or poked at or whatever. And there's a shot that she's looking through. You're looking through her eyes, and half of the camera is bloody from where her eyes got fucked up. And she's trying to find this Brightburn character in the restaurant. And just you're looking through her point of view with one fucked up eye with kind of bloody on one side. It was a cool shot. So, like I said, Brightburn, you just got to watch it. It's a cool concept. And I'm glad it never got a sequel, but I'm surprised it never got a sequel. I can see them doing 2 or 3 of these for sure. And they still may. Who knows? I'm not sure if it was a big success. I mean, I kind of got introduced to it last year. So I'm not sure how well it did at the box office. It even got a theater release. I don't even know.
I don't think it did that well.
Yeah, it should have, though. It was a fun movie.
I saw it in theaters, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, great look. The character's got a great look with the mask and everything.
Yeah. It was done really well.
All right, let's see what Brian's got here.
Oh, I got some over the top silly shit. This is average right here. This is pretty straightforward standard shit. I'm going Idle Hands.
Oh yeah, man. I love that one too. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a great choice.
Especially because we just met Devin Sawa like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
also, so
that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool guy in person.
He's lived a really healthy life. You can tell.
Yeah,
he's just taking care of himself. He's just hasn't aged today.
Yeah, really. I mean, doesn't look bad.
He looks like they just let him out of a methadone clinic.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
No, I'm dead serious. I think he looks like. That dude has been riding the dragon for 20 years. Just every day. Fucked up. It's great.
I didn't think it looked that bad, honestly. But he could have been. Yeah. He said this was his favorite movie to do, though, of all his movies.
I'm sure it was a blast to do.
Yeah. So you start out with good old Anton. Here's fucking Stoner City. It starts out with his parents not knowing what kind of like weird sounds they're hearing in the house and shit like that, and then both parents end up getting killed. And mom gets sucked under the bed, and blood splatters, and then it goes to Anton, and he's kind of just like waking up, but like probably like noon or 1 or some shit. Just going about his stoner life. I think he lives in like the attic as his bedroom or something like that, and he kind of comes downstairs and sees his parents dead on the floor and just disregards that they're even there, for a while, and then figures out that his parents are dead, and then his buddies are Seth Green and Eldon Henson, and they're just as dumb as he is, and it's a lot of fun.
Dumber. Dumber if it's possible.
Yeah. You got Jessica Alba. She likes him for whatever the fuck reason. God only knows.
Totally believable.
Vivica A. Fox is out hunting this possessed hand craziness shit.
Yeah.
The neighbor across the street is pretty funny. I know him from a few 90s movies. He has the Shout of the Devil song playing like nonstop.
Yep.
He's got the big ass truck. There's just a lot of funny scenes in this movie. The Offspring has a cameo in this movie. They're playing the band at the only time they're at the school is like this party towards the end of the movie. The hand just wreaks havoc and stuff like that. So, possessed hand, he cuts off the hand. It goes berserk and starts killing people left and right, and it's just, I don't know, it's a blast.
Kills both of his friends. And then it's like the American Werewolf in London type thing where they're...
Which I thought was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
He just got that fucking bottle stuck in his head. Seth Green's got the
the whole movie. He gets stuck whenever he's in like the air shaft, the air ducts and stuff. But
that's got a really good new commentary track on there for when it was released. Yeah, it's really entertaining.
The director and cast commentary.
Yeah. It's really good. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But and the director of this did a partner label release that I liked a lot called Eat Brains Love. That was a pretty good one from Vinegar Syndrome. I think Gunpowder and Sky put it out. But Idle Hands is a blast.
It's a hell of a pick. See Anthony's number 3.
All right, number 3. We got The Dark and the Wicked.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, man.
Directed by Brian Bertino, who directed and wrote The Strangers. He also directed and wrote this film as well. I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. I mean, I thought it was pretty great. I want to rewatch it a couple more times and stuff, see where it lands. It's still a new movie. It came out in 2020. But I just thought it was so well acted, beautifully shot. I love that it takes place on a farm out in the middle of Texas, basically out in the middle of nowhere, really. And it was actually filmed in Texas, which I think is cool. And you got some really good, bloody, brutal kills, but that really isn't what the movie's about. It's more about dealing with grief and everything because, it's two siblings, a brother and a sister, are visiting their mother and their father, who is on his deathbed, basically, and they're just coming to, mourn and say goodbye and all this stuff. And then weird things start happening on the farm, you know, with animals and with other characters. You know, I don't want to spoil anything because, like I said, it's a newer film, so I'm sure not a lot of people have seen it. But some really wicked, brutal stuff happens in this movie. It's got great atmosphere. It's really dark, you know, and yeah, that's all I really want to say without spoiling it. But I think Marin Ireland does a fantastic job as the sister. And really just the whole cast. Everybody does. The brother, the mother, everyone.
Priest.
Yeah, like this.
That priest is badass.
Yeah, it's just all around, you know, everybody's bringing their A game. And yeah, so just go out and check this one out. You know, like I said, I don't want to say too much about it because it is a newer film. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
No, I've only seen it once, but isn't there a dad that's like in bed? And you keep popping up like in different places around the house, pretty fucking creepy. Like,
yeah.
There's
that's
a
what
lot.
I remember about it. I need to watch it again.
Like the
I watched it
shower.
like not one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creepy stuff that happens. You know, I'll just say one character that's sitting there cutting. I forgot what it was, like a carrot or a cucumber. Like that, and they're cutting it, and like, you know, something. I don't know. See, that's the thing. It's really hard to discuss the film without spoiling anything because, you know, it deals with just this small cast of characters and stuff. So, but definitely check this movie out for sure. And I'll just say the scene with the goats and everything too, out in the middle of the field, that was crazy. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Shit in the barn and all that, but
it's just very well directed. I mean, I love a lot of the shots in it, you know, because it really is just off-putting the entire time you're watching it. You're just like, you know, you're unnerved basically the entire time, and I like that. I like it when a film makes you feel something when you're
uncomfortable.
Because you're uncomfortable because you're just watching all this twisted shit unfold basically, and you know, and you feel so bad for the family because they seem like a nice group of people, you know, nice family and everything, and it's just like, Jesus, this is rough.
They're coming to help, you know, and it's The Dark and the Wicked. I mean, it's a perfect title for it because the movie is very dark.
Yep.
And it's just like, you know, if you've ever lived in a rural area at night, you look out, you open the front door, you have the lights on the porch all you want. But beyond that porch, it's nothing. It's the abyss. And that is very well portrayed in this.
Yeah.
But it's like beyond the porch lights, you can't see shit. And it really helps with the atmosphere.
Yeah, because a lot of people are just used to living in the big city. So there's lights everywhere. There's, you know, different stores and this and that. But when you're out in the middle of nowhere in this, you know, rural area, just on this farm, and it is at night, it is just darkness, pitch black. There's nothing out there, so that adds a lot to it. You're right.
I got to see that movie.
Yeah, it's on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive, so it's gonna be on there forever.
Or it could be a free title for Orbit or something.
It's a good little RLJ release
or a free shipping title.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
All right, number 3 here. Another one from 1976. Alice, Sweet Alice.
Ooh,
nice pick.
This is filmed and takes place in Patterson, New Jersey, around there, you know, very Catholic area, very Catholic movie. I'll read a little synopsis here. 1961, it is a period piece, which you say period piece to me, it's just like, Jesus Christ, okay. I don't like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But, you know, I didn't need to take place in 61. I don't know, but it was shot in 76. A divorced Catholic couple's life is turned upside down when one of their 2 adolescent daughters is suspected of her younger sister's brutal murder during her first Holy Communion, and a series of subsequent stabbings take place. So what you have here, it's directed by Alfred Soule, I believe, one and done, if I remember correctly. Written and directed by Alfred Soule. I believe this is his only movie. Somebody correct me if that, but I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Yeah, I think it is.
And it's a really interesting, underlooked horror movie. What is that movie? Night of the Hunter. You know what I mean? Like Night of the Hunter is a really strong movie. One director only made one movie. This is of that quality, I feel. So what you have here is Brooke Shields, a young Brooke Shields, is the good kid, and her sister Alice is the older sister, who's the pain in the ass kid. You know, and the good kid is, everybody's like, Marsha. Okay. And, the good girl is having her first communion, and she's driving Alice crazy, and they're fighting all the time. And Alice, you can just tell by looking at her, she's not right. Also, the great thing about this movie is this character, Alice, is played by Paula E. Shepherd, who's a grown woman who has some sort of dwarfism, but she looks like a little girl. So she's, is something off about her. You can kind of sense it from the beginning, kind of a, mommy dearest type thing. Or not mommy dearest, the bad seed type thing. But so on her first communion, Brooke Shields' character is strangled, and then the body is burned right in the church, a packed church. You couldn't get one more person in the fucking church during a communion ceremony. A nun finds the body, starts screaming bloody murder. A stampede takes place. People are getting run over by other people. It's just anarchy. And the whole time, people, it's, very Catholic. It's a very Catholic thing, denial. There's no way Alice wouldn't do that. And, this and that. And everybody suspects Alice right away. And she may or may not be a red herring. It becomes a mystery. But this movie, I always go back to it because it's so surprisingly violent. I mentioned this before in another stream. They box up Brooke Shields' character, the good kid, and the funeral director tosses her body in the casket onto the truck. Just from the beginning what you're in for. The violence that's in it is sudden and brutal. A man just gets hit in the head with a brick way too many times. Like the killer's trying to get something out of his mouth, and she smashing they're smashing bricks on his face, trying to get his teeth open, before they kill him. There's this long push. This man is attacked by the killer, and the killer has him unconscious, tied up, and they're rolling the character to the edge, and it takes forever to get him to the edge, and he is just screaming bloody murder the entire time. I don't know, man. I just love this movie, and it never gets old. And it's like I said, there's red herrings. It's an old man mystery story mixed in with a horror movie. The Catholic thing, the religious fanatics type deal. I mean, it's pretty hard to not talk about it, being spoilers, but it kind of has. It's definitely open ended. Let's leave it at that. I would say it's open ended. But there's a lot of elements taking place in this, and I just love this movie, and I could never get tired of it. And
that's a great cover too, by the way.
Yeah, great cover art, fantastic Arrow release.
I was gonna say the special features on that, because I've watched the special features on that disc, and they're really good. There's a lot of in-depth stuff on there and good interviews and talking about the movie and stuff. So it's good stuff.
This is just a one-on-one, and beyond that, there's a lot of elements in this movie that I could talk all day about it. But the landlord, the building owner, is this gigantic slob. Let's just put it that way. It doesn't matter. I don't care how big he is. It's not about how big he is. He's disgusting. This dude is filthy. He's constantly trying to molest these little kids. Mm-hmm. He's got like 50 cats in his apartment. And he's the landlord, so he just does whatever he wants. And that whole element involved with the whole thing, I don't know. It's just the stabbings that are taking place across there. Alice is losing her fucking mind throughout this. She thinks she's being haunted by her baby sister after she died. It's just, I don't know. It's just a winner, man. And I don't think any horror collection is complete without it. But, that would be my number 3.
Yeah. And you can't go wrong with a classic, whodunit mystery. Yeah. Slasher type movie, always fun.
Yeah, it's definitely rewatchable because there's a lot happening in that fucking movie. All right, down the star. All right, let's go. Okay, Tim Talk Soggy says it's the Criterion. Cool,
nice.
Chris, he's a big fan of Brightburn.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
Yeah.
No. Scott, blink twice if you're okay. You can't unsee that. Double feature podcast. The Others is a great ghost story, Tim. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I have not seen it since 2003 or whatever. I'm looking forward to checking it back out. Dell movies. Brightburn was way underrated. Again, it must have went up against something.
I have to look into that. I usually do look into shit like that, but I never did on this one.
A lot of fans of Brightburn. Hard copy blues, Vin. What's going on, man?
Hey, Vin.
Need to get Brightburn into my collection still. Still out there with a slip.
Well, I got this one on Amazon. Did not come with a slip, but I do have a slip coming from eBay. That's what a psycho I am.
Imagine that.
So when you guys need this, I have an extra copy.
Tony hooked me up with the slip.
So, damn, I should have asked Tony if he had another one.
Yeah, underrated. Chrissy, the one dude that plays her husband, was in The Office as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
X-Teen Featurette. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Dead
Hold on,
Bird.
Chris.
We are still here. You're next. Pontypool. Pontypool's great.
Your next is great.
We are still here. Underrated.
Yeah, I
as
like
well.
Bruce Spiller.
I haven't seen Dead Birds. No more about that.
No.
Huck's talking about Brightburn being good. Yep. We're saying, hey. X-Teen Featurette says, I'd say it follows, but I don't want to get cyberbullied.
Yeah.
It's like
What?
50
Oh, you won't hear. I like it follows.
I think we all like it follows.
Yeah.
So
But I've
we-
talked about it
all
ad
of us.
nauseum. That's why I didn't add it to this list. So I've talked about it a ton.
Yeah. But it's kind of amazing they do. I guess not amazing. It probably didn't make a ton of money. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't make a sequel, but yeah, that's a great standalone.
I don't think it needs that big of a box set, but that's just me.
Yeah. I would have just taken
I love
Standard.
that box set.
standard edition 4K.
I don't understand the need for that big fucker, but okay.
Yeah. High Tension's getting the same treatment. I'm getting the standard edition for it as well.
I mean, I'll probably get the limited for High Tension because
I love High Tension. I just don't need that shit. I don't
Yeah.
need the cards and all that shit.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of space for sure.
Christy said he saw Brightburn in the theater after Disney canceled Dune. Okay. Dark Copy Blues, Idle Hands is so fun. Excellent kills. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is Idle Hands?
I think it was 99.
But it must have been into the 90s, but it feels very
Yeah,
90s.
99.
The offspring did the entire soundtrack, probably.
Yeah. They play live.
Yeah. And he says, my number 3 is Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. In my opinion, Sam Raimi's best horror movie. Hope it gets 4K soon. Yeah.
Great choice, man. That's a lot
That's
of
a
fun.
really good, I mean, top tier PG-13 horror. Drag Me to Hell. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
There's a couple bad CGI moments in that movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was kind of saying the 4K maybe not the best choice for 4K, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's still
Still
a
a lot
really
of fun.
fun movie, but that dated CGI does stand out.
Like when her eyeball pops out.
Yeah.
Mika says the Dark and the Wicked, great pick. It's very creepy and terrifying.
Yeah.
It's solid. If you're into that religious theme type stuff, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's really folk horror. That's the best way to describe it. I almost rewatched Dark and the Wicked the other day, still maybe before October's out. Yeah, great fall type atmosphere movie for sure. Seems like that folk horror stuff is really getting a resurgence in the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
X-Teen Featurette, Drag Me to Hell is amazing, very juicy. Yeah, it's great.
Very juicy, yeah.
Aptly named.
Yeah.
No false advertising with that movie whatsoever. Chrissy, great pick, Anthony. Love the Dark and the Wicked. That ending is haunting. Yeah.
Real. Yeah.
Everybody's saying Russell saying he loves the Dark and the Wicked. You need a shower for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to take a shower during the movie, that's for sure. Fuck. Russell saying it's definitely skin crawling. Yeah.
Yep.
Chrissy talking about the scene with the dad in the kitchen. Yeah, that or the dad in the shower.
Mm.
The hell. Chrissy, oh yeah, Alice, Sweet Alice. Love it. It's got a lot of Jello elements to it. It's a one of one, I feel. I don't think there's another movie that's like Alice, Sweet Alice. That's what I like so much about it. Sean, what's going on, man?
Hey, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Yeah, he just did a watch along to the movie Haunt.
The Haunt, yeah, watch along. I was in the chat for that.
Yep.
Sean, the fatty landlord, should have got a spinoff. Yeah, Sweet Alice. Very weird that landlord being obsessed with cats, and I don't know, just the way he talks to and I think that man died shortly after the movie, if I remember correctly.
That character was disgusting.
Yeah.
And he did a great job playing that role for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, there's just so much going on in that movie.
He reminds me a lot of that creepy cook in Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Like that type of character, just really nasty.
Trying to touch the kids.
Yeah.
Chris said, I'll say this, you don't know who's doing the killing. Yeah, absolutely. It's got that ambiguous ending. It ends with like a, very ambiguous ending. Sean said, yeah, it's very unpredictable. Now I want to watch Alice, Sweet Alice. Yeah. Great era release.
Make it another watch along if you haven't scheduled them all. He's probably got them all scheduled.
It's got WTF written all over one of these days.
Yeah.
All right. Joe Joker says, definitely think Duel would be on my list. That's a good pick, man. Jaws with semi-trucks. Sean said, yeah, it has an eerie theme song too. Yeah. Joe Joker, I mean, technically it's the same ending as Reservoir Dogs. Sean, yeah, it's all good here. Gonna watch Halloween on the channel at 10 p.m. Oh, cool, man. Didn't watch long. Trini, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Trini?
Hey, Trini.
Trini.
Let's get to this. Brett Madison, what's up? Yeah, he's working his way through the Hellraiser box set.
Hey, Brett.
Good pick so far. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Moving right along here.
Yeah, I got my set in. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to do an unboxing, but been a little under the weather, so I ain't got around to my videos yet. But by the time I get around to that one, fuck everybody and their mom has already done it probably. All right, so this next pick here, I don't know if this is going to be a popular pick or not. This is a weird movie to really kind of pin down. I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it a little bit more every time I watch it past that. World War Z. I think this is a good zombie movie. The first time I seen it in theaters, I was let down because Brad Pitt in a zombie movie. I'm a big Brad Pitt fan. I was really had the bar set real high when I first seen this. Now, this movie was released. It was PG-13. If you're going to watch this movie, watch the unrated cut. The unrated cut's only like 7 minutes longer, but you get a little more of the gore, a little more of what you want for a movie like this, and it's a much better watch in my opinion. I actually really like this movie. I've seen it 4 or 5 times now. I rewatched it again last week, getting ready for the stream, and this is a really, really solid zombie pick. I really think it's a good one. I don't know how people feel about this because it's one of those movies that got a lot of bad hate when it first came out. I've heard more positive things when they watched the unrated cut. I think Brad Pitt does a great job in this. I think everybody else does as well. The zombies are cool. The running zombies, which are more scary. Got a lot of cool scenes. There's a really cool video game based on this movie. I don't know if that counts as anything, but like I said, it's a good movie. I mean, I think it holds up well. I think every time I watch it, I find another reason to like it a little bit more. I'm actually really a big fan of this movie now. As I said, I wasn't when I first left the theaters. I was let down a little bit, but the unrated version does help a lot. It was directed by Mark Forster. He did the movie A Man Called Otto that Tom Hanks was just in. He did Monsters Ball, great movie, and it's based on a novel by Max Brooks. And I'm really surprised they didn't do more sequels to this. The final line of this movie says, the last line of the movie says, "Our war has just begun." That's the last thing that Brad Pitt says. So I think they kind of planned on making more of these. And it made money. It didn't lose money at the box office. So it wasn't a flop.
Had to be a blockbuster.
But, Brad Pitt, maybe he didn't want to come back into another one. I didn't really find out, whatever. But I'm really surprised this at least didn't get at least one more sequel.
Franchise written all over it.
Yeah, this could have been another Resident Evil easily. Yeah. Even if the sequels were terrible. I could have seen them doing 3 or 4 more of these. And like I already said, the unrated cut's definitely the way to go. The original's PG-13. Unrated, obviously, is unrated, 7 minutes longer. It just kind of just delves out a little more of the horror stuff, whatever that everybody's is really wanting from something like this. I think that's probably why maybe it didn't do as well in theaters. You don't release a movie like this being PG-13.
No.
You just don't do it. It's a written rule. Like I said, not a whole lot I can say about it. The special effects are okay. The zombies are cool. Like the best part of the movie is when he's going through trying to find the cure. I'm not gonna say what the cure is, but he's going through like this medical lab, and a lot of these zombies are kind of trapped in this area, and he's trying to go in to get what he has to get for the cure. And that whole part of the movie is just fantastic. I mean, the tension is great, the zombies look great, Brad Pitt's acting is fantastic. Like I said, it's a solid watch. You guys haven't seen it in a while. Watch the unrated cut. Give it another chance. I think it's a pretty solid zombie flick. And never got a sequel. My biggest surprise was one that didn't get one.
Yeah,
So,
I enjoyed it too, especially the third act. Was really good, very suspenseful, you know. But it's a fast-paced movie too. I mean, it goes right along, you know.
And the opening scene with him and his kids in the car, them getting out trying to get into that RV. Yeah. You know, they go into the damn store to get the asthma medicine for the daughter. All that shit going into the apartment complex. All that's like this, and it's fun as hell to watch. Man, for a zombie fan, how could you not like it? Yeah. That part of it, you know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's a weird, but I wasn't sure how people were going to respond to that pick because nobody really ever talks about it. And back in the day, it got a lot of hate, but I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, got to revisit that one. It's been a while. Number 4 for me is going to be. Or are we going down to 2 or 1 or I don't know? Fuck.
This is number 3, right? Or number 2?
No, that was my number 4.
Yeah,
that was my number 4.
So this would be number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Number 2. I'm going Disturbing Behavior.
Oh yeah, nice, dude.
So, so this is basically this guy. I forget the names of the characters in the movie, but James Marsden. His family is going through a tragic loss of their, one of his brother or whatever commits suicide in the movie, played by Ethan Embry, and like kind of some backflash scenes. But so he moves to Cradle Bay, which is supposed to be a fresh start for them, for their whole family, and he ends up trying to be, trying to fit in or whatever. So there's these people called the Blue Ribbons that are living in there, and they're pretty much the preppy kids. They seem like they're okay, whatever, but they're kind of like a little bit off. James Marsden befriends Katie Holmes and Nick Stahl's character. I've always been a big fan of Nick Stahl. Ever since Man Without a Face with Mel Gibson. I always liked that guy as an actor. So basically, those are like the alternative kids or whatever, and so they don't think anything of it. Of these preppy kids, except that they're just like kind of a little bit off, and they want to turn everybody basically into the prep school kids. And there's some sort of sinister crap going on down at the school, to where they want to turn everybody that turns bad or does anything bad in school wants to be kind of just straightforward, turned right by becoming a blue ribbon. And basically they take them to this like mental asylum type ward type place, and they put some shit in their eyes and kind of like just like mess with their brains and make them straight, and they're anything but, because 1 second they'll be fine and straight and everything, and the next they'll just be like ruthless like killers, killing machines. It's just always been one that I really liked a lot. William Sadler plays a great role in this movie too, as the kind of like the janitor of the school. He's taking care of the rats. He's always like, rats from the bay. But he knows the whole deal about the Blue Ribbons. He knows what they're all about and stuff. He knows how to fuck with them with this kind of like it's like a high pitched rat like noise maker thing that he sets off. That kind of messes with whatever's going on with their robotic shit that they're going on with these weird preppy kids. And it's just a blast, man. The whole movie is just a wild ride. It's like it's like the Faculty kind of thing, but with like robotic teenager kind of thing.
Skulls meets the Faculty.
Yeah, thing. But I think it's not really original. It's kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers too in a way, but it's not totally original. But it's definitely a fun time if you like the late '90s stuff.
Super 90s.
Yeah,
it's a great 90s cast. That's a nice release too. It's got reverse art, for as cheap as it is, it's a quality bootleg or boutique release.
Yeah, it was like the one time when the one preppy kid's asking who likes whatever Katie Holmes' character in here, he's like asking her out, and she's like, no. He's like, why not? And he like yells at her.
That's a great choice, man. Yeah,
it's good though. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Very underrated.
Supposedly, there's another cut of it too that I guess adds like an additional like I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot that the director wanted to get out there, but they've just never been able to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because there's supposed to be like a way longer cut of it that, you know, kind of builds up more of the characters and more of the story and stuff. I'd love to see it someday.
Yep, that'd be cool.
It's awesome as is. All right, next up, we got Mindhunters. Not the TV series. But
that's a great release too.
Right.
The Be Kind Rewind release.
Blockbuster release. Yeah,
back in the day.
This needs. I know. I got this. I got this from Best Buy when they were running out of business.
When Blockbuster went out of business, you could go in there and you had $10, you get 50 movies.
Exactly. This needs a better release, though. It really does deserve it. I love this movie. No one ever talks about Mindhunters. This is a great slasher film. Basically, it's just a group of FBI trainees get put on this remote island for training purposes to to see who's going to pass and become a legit FBI agent. And while they're on this island, there's a killer amongst them that starts taking them out one by one in very creative ways. There's some awesome kills in this movie. You got LL Cool J, Val Kilmer, Christian Slater, just a stacked cast. And I also like this the actor Clifton Collins Jr. He's the one in the wheelchair. I think he does a good job. He's also in Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. And he's in a bunch of stuff. He's in a lot.
Rules Retraction.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He's in all sorts of stuff. But I love that actor. So Mindhunters, God, I want people. I know Corey in the chat, he watched this movie, he really enjoyed it, but I want more people to check it out because it's just crazy to me that of all the channels I watch, horror channels, this, that, different people talking about slasher movie, this never gets brought up ever. No one ever talks about it. And it's amazing to me and it's from 2004, so it's not like it's older for sure. It's like 19 years old now, but I just can't get over how no one ever mentions it. And I think it's a blast. It's very fast paced, but the characters are all interesting. They're constantly playing mind games with each other. These are all trying to, they're all like psychological profilers and stuff. So they're like, oh, you must be into this because you smoke, or you're playing with the Rubik's Cube, so you're into solving problems and blah, blah, blah. They're constantly doing that with each other. And they all actually tested with real FBI agents. They studied with real FBI agents to prep for their roles in this. So I thought that was cool. So they took it very seriously. And please check out Mindhunters. I can't I can't stress it enough. Watch this movie.
Yeah, and I wrote it down. I'm gonna check it out. Right up my alley.
It's great. I'm telling you, Alan, you'll love it. It really is just one of those movies that I think most people would have a lot of fun watching, but they just don't know about it for some reason.
Well, a lot of these people you watch don't give a shit about, it's a collecting thing. If there's not a badass boutique release of it, they've never seen the fucking movie. And most of the people haven't even seen the movies that they own. They just got a shelf full of shit, that they buy. And, it's just constantly needlessly upgrading release after release after release. It's just like, when I saw these motherfuckers buying the 3 from Hell Steelbook, was it the 31 Steelbook? And they were literally saying, I heard this movie isn't any good at all. In fact, everybody I've heard that's seen this movie says it's the biggest piece of shit ever, but I just had to have this Steelbook. Like anybody that said that, they should, we don't need those people. Literally, like they need to be clipped behind the ears. Just move them on. It's just literally like that. That's what I'm talking about. It's like if I own something, it better be good.
Why are you talking about Tony like that?
That wasn't even Tony would buy any movie. That's not even Tony. Tony's beyond all these guys.
Tony, the thing, Tony he watches a movie at least one movie a day.
Yeah, which is a fucking feat.
That really is a feat.
I tried to watch a movie. I would love to be able to watch a movie every day, and I watch a shitload of movies, but I can't say I watch one every day. Just, life.
Yeah.
But
It'd be pretty difficult. But yeah, that's so. I mean, until that gets a boutique release, once it gets a boutique release, you will be sick of hearing it about how great it was. And it's the same thing. Like me and a friend of mine were talking about this. I think it was Anthony, and It Follows. Remember It Follows? Second Sight put that out. Every motherfucker's got the limited edition. Oh, this is a masterpiece. This is the greatest thing ever. Well, now that it's got a badass, limited edition giant release, now it's awesome. Where were you when it came out? I guarantee you streamed it 30 seconds before you bought it, if at all, or you heard somebody else saying how awesome it was because it's getting a new release. So yeah, that once that gets something release, Synapse or somebody does a release of that, it'll be extremely popular.
And we did a WTF stream on that way before that release ever came out.
Yeah.
We did a whole stream talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I think Mindhunters would be a really good Kino Lorber release. I think they should put this one out.
Who put that out?
Huh?
Who put that out?
Who put the DVD out?
Oh, it's a.
Is there a spine number?
Video. Dimension Home Video.
Dimension.
Did that come with a slip or art cards or anything?
Maybe
Nope.
Miramax owns it. That's why.
It's got some cool disc art.
A badass disc art.
And that's only 99 cents. Brian will make $12 on that.
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh, and look at this. Explosive bonus features. Whoa.
What did you do with the digital code?
Come on. I know, right?
Alan, that Walking Dead digital code sells for $50.
Does it really?
It does.
Wow. Get rid of that shit, man. Sell that.
You know damn well he's
You already redeemed it.
It's already on my Voodoo.
He's got that redeemed.
Damn. You should. That's
All right. So number 2 here. I love this movie, obviously, but 2009's House of the Devil.
Hell yeah.
Written and directed by Ty West. Really making a name for himself, even though he's a fucking cuck. Plot summary: 1983, a financially struggling college student, Samantha Hughes, Jocelyn, what's her last fucking name? I don't remember her last name. Doesn't matter. Takes a strange babysitting job that coincides with a full lunar eclipse. She slowly realizes her clients harbor a terrifying secret, putting her life in mortal danger. This movie is 2009, straight up 80s fall type movie. If you didn't know better, you would believe it was an 80s movie. The woman's name is Jocelyn Donahue. She was also in the sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tom Noonan, horror legend. Been in a bunch of things. Great in this as the crippled, owner of the house. Greta Gerwig, name you might know.
Yep.
Famously gets her brains blown out in this movie. It's just, it's atmospheric, slow burn, Ty West type movie. It does get wild and crazy. It is worth the slow paced. It does, have a great breakdown and go nuts by the end of the movie. Obviously, there's satanic stuff going on in this. I don't know if everybody's seen this. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but let's just say it gets there. It's a 90-minute runtime. It's not overly long. And, the thing is with this movie, the tension just keeps getting ratcheted up for this helpless little, 80-pound broad that's, in this house alone with this person. But the reveals keep going and it keeps getting darker, and, the peril just keeps building for her. And that's what I love about it. There's real jeopardy, and like nothing has happened, but the tension just keeps ratcheting it up. You'll be 30 minutes into this movie and go, Jesus Christ, where's this going? You can tell it's going somewhere ominous, nowhere good, and it gets there. Let's put it that way. And if you haven't seen this one, man, probably a pretty inexpensive Blu-ray. Maybe it gets a 4K. I don't know. This is a quality release. Like I said, Ty West, I think he's about the best and the brightest that we've got right now. So, if you haven't seen this, definitely check it out.
Yeah, excellent choice. That almost made my list too.
And it definitely has an ambiguous ending, so it could easily be a sequel.
Yeah.
All right, here. Brett Madison's a fan of World War Z. Unrated cut as well. I don't think I've ever seen the unrated cut. I need to check that out.
It's like it's only 7 extra minutes, but it makes a difference.
Probably darker. Chrissy says the book and the movie World War Z are totally different. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard though. Never read the book, but I've heard that. I think that's another reason why people didn't like it so much.
Book is more of a documentary on the zombie apocalypse. Okay. How do you do a documentary on something fictional? Sydney, World War Z, 3 out of 5, pretty good. Cool. Okay. High praise for Sydney. Holland always liked it. King Gore, talking about disturbing behavior. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's an awesome movie. A lot of came out. I think a lot. There was a lot of stuff coming out. The same kind of stuff at the time. I think it just got overshadowed.
If you guys don't watch King Gore, like check out his channel. He's got some fucking great shit. He's doing 31 Days of Horror too.
Cool. I know this.
He's already subscribed, but I'll check it out.
He's buddies with Sacha.
Yeah.
Chris C says it's a good standalone, not for everyone. An anime called Lily Cat, a mix between Leviathan and The Thing on a space station. Missed opportunity at the DVD and it's way out of print. That sucks. Fucking anime. Brent Madison, the Amazon Shout Factory sale is pretty good. Much better than the Shout sale. I have to look into that. But thinking with the Shout sales, there's no sales tax or shipping, so we'll see. I'm still open for a Black Friday sale.
You need to check out the Pops Movie Dungeon Shout sale.
Yeah.
So I have the best packaging, I promise you.
all the Roger Corman titles you can send.
He will not send you the shit in the bubble mailer.
You got Wasp Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie, my number 2 is Hereditary. Bugs the hell out of me that Toni Collette didn't get nominated for an Oscar. She was phenomenal.
Totally agree.
Toni Collette, who's had a great career, put on a show in that movie. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's a standout for sure. And by the way, another spoiler alert in that intro.
Treaty says, Brad, wrong. I do not own 31. I'm sure I didn't say Trini. I would assume you didn't own that.
Yeah, I do not own that either.
But yeah, all those guys are pussies that do shit like that. Chris C says, I love Hereditary. Put in a heavy love on Midsommar. Midsommar's another standalone too.
Yeah.
Chris C owned 31, Trini, but I've not watched it yet. Okay. Let's keep it sealed. Seal it again. Just the movie lost me at the Hitler midget pass. And Brian's just like, Hitler midget, you say?
Maybe I need to own this movie.
Where is that steelbook?
No, I own it.
Oh no, I got it.
I got that.
Sydney Eubanks, The Witch, H1A, very good movie. 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I love The Witch, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Chris C. Ty West did not do The Northman.
No, that was Robert Eggers, right?
Eggers, yeah. Chris C. The Void, standalone too. Bit like Beyond, absolutely.
Yeah.
Drew Joker says I own 31. Got it the first time it came out. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, we're moving on. We're buzzing through this.
All right, my number 1, my last one. Man, I hadn't seen this movie in a while when I rewatched it last week, and I've always been a fan of it. Raising Cain.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, John Lithgow does a fantastic job in this. If you're seeing the movie Split, you get an idea what his character is like in this. He has multiple personalities. This movie is directed by Brian De Palma, and you can definitely tell it's a De Palma flick with the music and the atmosphere. You know, you can just definitely tell it's a De Palma film. You know, he's done Body Double, Dressed to Kill, The Untouchable, Scarface. Great director. John Lithgow plays Carter, Cain, Dr. Mix, Josh, Margot. Like I said, he has multiple personalities. John Lithgow is a fantastic actor. And I believe, I didn't check the dates, whatever, but I feel like this probably predates Dexter. I feel like he might have got his role in Dexter from this. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. I mean, he plays kind of he's a really creepy bitch in this movie here. Now there is 2 versions of this movie. there is. It's kind of an interesting story. You have a theatrical release of this movie here, and there's a super Brian De Palma fan. He's got some message board or some shit back in the day. He actually rewrote the movie that Brian De Palma liked so much. Brian De Palma made it the official director's cut, so to speak. And it came from a fan, which I thought was kind of cool. There's really nothing different. It's just the movie is shot differently. If you've seen the movie, the director's cut, the woman, his wife, who is played by I always say her name wrong, Lolita Davidovich. She's a total whorebag in this. She's a piece of shit whorebag. You want her to die in 5 minutes. Plays his wife. She's a cheating whore. And what they do with the director's cut is the whole movie starts off with her story. It's the same exact. There's no new shots that I noticed. It's just the same story, but it's got her shit in the very beginning. First 30 minutes is the buildup of her character. You really don't get to know much about John Lithgow until about probably 30 minutes into the movie, give or take. I kind of prefer that a little more. I think it kind of builds things up a little bit. And then when you finally get John Lithgow's character, all that shit's not mixed in with it. You kind of understand why he goes crazy more by seeing what all the shit she does in the beginning to see why he is part of what his issues are. But his issues go much deeper than his wife. His dad was a fucking psychopath. But like I said, if you're a fan of John Lithgow, there's not many movies out there he's probably did a better job with than this one right here. He's a great actor to do the different characters. And every one of the characters he plays is great in this, all the different personalities. My favorite one is Cain. Cain is kind of his alter ego, his badass. Carter is kind of the pussy. He's kind of, oh no, he's kind of freaking out. But where he gets really in a bad shape, Cain jumps in. He's smoking a cigarette. He's wearing the leather jacket. He's got the shades on. He's the fucking badass. Fuck you. Go to fucking bed. I'll take care of it like I always do. That kind of thing. And whenever John Lithgow's playing Cain, it's my favorite part of what he does in this. If you have not seen this in a while, I definitely highly recommend you check it out again. It's shot really well. If you're a De Palma fan, this is a must. You're probably sure you've already seen it. But I took a few notes on. Let's see what notes I got here. I took a few notes on the movie. I think I did anyway. The movie was produced by Brian De Palma's ex-wife, Gail Ann Hurd. Gail Ann Hurd's done a lot of shit. I didn't realize she was married to Brian De Palma. That was his ex-wife. And that's really about it. I don't really have anything else. I pretty much covered everything else. But like I said, it's a great movie. I watched it twice. I watched the regular version of it on streaming because I was laid up, whatever. And then I found out about the director's cut. I had to come in the movie room and pull the director's cut off of this and watch that on disc, whatever. But man, I tell you, it was a fun time. Great rewatch.
Great double feature with me, myself, and Irene.
Probably, truthfully, more Split. That and Split would be a great double feature.
The same movie,
but
wife cheats on him, goes crazy.
Right. But one of the greatest scenes in this movie is, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically the wife, like I said, she's a whore, and she's a doctor, and she ends up falling in love with this guy whose wife is dying of cancer. And there is a shot. They're watching on TV, the Dick Clark show. The ball's dropping, fixing to be New Year's. She reaches over and kisses this guy for the first time while the fucking wife's laying in bed on her fucking deathbed. There's a shot of her kind of rolling over. You can see her image in the TV, like kind of flipping over in the bed. She sees them kissing. And the face that she makes is so fucking creepy. Brian De Palma does a fantastic job with the shot. There's the face she makes. It's the last thing she sees before she fucking dies is her husband kissing the fucking doctor. And like I said, she's a whorebag. She should have died 5 times with this. I hate her guts.
Brian De Palma is like Toby Hooper in the sense that everybody thinks he made one movie. He made Carrie and then Toby Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But their back catalog, there's so many gems in there.
Yeah, and man, I forgot how many movies he actually made when I started getting ready for this stream, whatever. And man, he's got a fucking great filmography.
Dude, Body Double's legit as hell.
Yeah.
But, shout out to Alan for being Karen from Goodfellas when she goes to the apartment of her husband's mistress and is just going to all the call buttons, telling her that what a whore she is to all of her neighbors. She's a whore. Roxy, she's a whore.
She's still a whore.
Always a whore.
All right. My number one's going to be Slither.
That's awesome.
Oh, I fucking love that movie, man.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a lot from a lot of other movies, but it's still a standalone in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got podunk little friggin' hick town here. Nathan Fillion's the cop. Elizabeth Banks and Michael Rooker are a couple, and that's really strange. Thinking about Michael Rooker with somebody like Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, I love the little story there, the relationship dynamic and everything. And she was the poor kid.
Yeah.
And he was the rich guy in town.
Mm-hmm.
The way it all worked.
Yeah, with Grant is his name.
Grant. Yep.
Yeah. Directed by James Gunn, who before this did some Troma shit with Romeo and Juliet, and then he wrote the Scooby-Doo movies and Dawn of the Dead remake. So yeah, he's a little bit weird, but
big time talent.
Yeah, big time talent. But this is basically like Night of the Creeps or another Body Snatchers kind of thing, or Faculty. Yeah. So basically this this meteorite hits, and Michael Rooker just goes out into the woods and finds this meteorite, and it pops open, and kind of just these slugs come out, and one gets into him and takes over his body. And I think it's cool how that shows a little transformation, like it shows him like the scout, the X-ray kind of look to him. It shows like the creature going inside of him and stuff, and fucking his brain up and stuff. Really cool effects in here overall. Like a lot of practical effects. There's some CGI mixed in with it too, but there's still a lot of cool practical in here too. That scene, or when they open up the barn and the big woman from the womb, that's insane. There's so much good comedy and horror mixed together in here. Like when the little girls have the beings in whatever, and they're like, "We're itchy." I don't know. It's really fun movie. I don't know what else to say. It kind of like, there's kind of like a society type ending to it too at the very end of it.
Oh yeah,
with all the bodies morphing together into the big giant Grant. This guy's like hoarding meat into his his basement and just eat. I guess it's all that he can eat is just meat. He's like
so good.
Yeah. Mid transformation when he's like the slug. He just slithers up to a cow.
Yeah.
It's the dragging.
It's such a great fucking shot.
Yeah, just dragging the cow. Yeah.
Everybody's watching, going, "Oh my god, what the hell?" And Elizabeth Banks is like, "No, Grant, we can save him," or whatever. Everybody's like, "Bitch, there's no saving him."
Yeah.
I think he's turned. I think he's fucked. He's gone.
He's done. Yeah.
The mayor is hilarious in here too. I forget Greg Henry. He's also in Just Before Dawn.
Yeah.
But
Payback, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Payback. But that whole scene montage whenever he's like doing the whole Mr. Pibb thing, talking about how he's a goddamn Mr. Pibb. You crack up every time I see it. Nathan Fillion does a pretty good job as the police officer in here too. He's a more relatable companion to Elizabeth Banks' character in the movie. I think they would be
the old flame of Elizabeth Banks, and his buddies like commented that he sees her and he goes, "Surprised you can even lift that beer. You've been carrying that fucking torch for 20 years."
Yeah.
Yep.
But
it's a badass choice.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what Anthony's got here.
All right, well, the first night you hear him, the second night you see him, the third night he finds you. This movie did not get a physical media release because it wasn't promoted at all, and it just bombed at the box office. Nobody went to see it, and that is The Empty Man.
I've never seen The Empty Man.
Yeah, The Empty Man. Excellent movie. It was a 20th Century Fox release, and then it was the last movie that they put out, and it was like right around that time where Disney was buying them out. The merger was happening, and the movie made so little money that they didn't even want to put it out on home video or anything. They didn't want to even give it a DVD, nothing. So so the only place you can watch it is on streaming on Hulu. It's on Hulu. But yeah, it's about this ex-cop who takes on a missing persons case. And it's funny because I was just talking about her in The Dark and the Wicked, and that's Marin Ireland. Her daughter goes missing, and I really like this actor, this James Badge Dale. He's really good. He's actually also in the movie you were talking about, Pops, World War Z. He plays like the captain guy in that or whatever, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. But he's a great actor. And he plays like an ex-cop, and he's trying to find her daughter, and it's a real, like, it takes its time. It's a mystery horror film. So he's going around talking to this girl. She's like a high school girl. So he's going around talking to her friends, trying to track them down, see where, she might be. And, as the case is unfolding, it kind of keeps getting weirder and weirder. And he eventually finds this cult, that she may have been a part of, and he's looking into this cult and all the people that are associated with it, and it really takes its time, when you get to know his character a lot, his background story. It's the movie's 2 hours and 17 minutes, so it's not a quick watch either. But it has a great opening sequence that kind of feels almost it's a part of the film, obviously. It has but it almost feels like separated in a way, but you'll see how it comes together towards the end, but there's like an opening 20 minutes out on this mountain, when it's like wintertime, or it's on top of a mountain. So it's cold, it's snowy, all this stuff is going on. You have these 4 characters that you're dealing with. And then after about 20 minutes or so, it switches to the other story where you're following this ex-cop trying to find this missing girl, and it all comes together. It all comes full circle, but it takes you on a wild ride for sure. And you get some good kills in there. What the Empty Man is, it's basically like a urban legend or folk tale or whatever you want to say, where you find this, an empty bottle, and you blow into it, and you think about the empty man as you're blowing into the bottle. And then it's like I was reading to you before, the first night you hear him, then the second night you see him, and then the third night he finds you and kills you, and so you get some cool kills in this as well. But it really is more about the mystery and trying to figure out who the empty man is, who is this guy, and where's this missing girl. And it's an excellent movie. I highly recommend it. Go watch it on Hulu. It's one of those movies you really got to focus in on it and, turn off all the lights and really just, concentrate on the movie. Don't play on your phone or anything like that. And I think once you watch it, you'll see what I mean. It's amazing that this. I wish this would get any kind of a release. DVD, Blu-ray, big box set, whatever. I don't care. Just give it some kind of a physical release. Somebody please pick this up because it deserves. A Blu-ray with some good special features, something. But the empty.
Got a bootleg.
Yeah.
Might have got a bootleg somewhere.
Might have to be that.
I gotta check that out. It sounds really good. I think what you're saying, where you have to like focus and stuff, that takes about 80% of the movie watchers out of it. Gosh, shit!
You're right.
Pay attention.
It's got a DVD release over here and overseas.
Oh, overseas it does.
Well, it says a purchase Redbox exclusive over here, put out by 20th Century Fox, and then over in the UK, it's got it's like Disney put it out over in the UK.
A fucking Redbox exclusive physical media release. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is. Talk about.
I'll have to look for that release. Yeah, because
I'm fucking blind. I think it's the UK. I can't see the fucking flag hardly, but it looks like the UK, whatever. But like I said, it's like Disney Buena Vista put it out over there.
You pick it up outside of Walgreens in the ghetto. They use that. You can actually buy it from the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know here in the States, it didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says right here, one of the last films from Fox that was made before they were acquired by Disney. So it was like right at that time where they were, and since it didn't make any money, it didn't get any. They didn't even.
A lot of movies that got fucked because of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Eventually, we'll get it. All right, my number one. I tried to keep. I do get in these moods where I want to watch a bunch of folk horror, almost every folk horror is standalone. Hereditary, could easily be there. But I tried to keep it to one folk horror, and I'd almost had to be this one. But it was 2015's The Witch. The Vitch, whatever, the way they...
Such a fan of that movie.
Yeah, that's the way they wrote W back then. I'm not a period piece guy, but it is what it is, man. This movie, I think it's a must-own for every collection, horror or otherwise. I think that, so kind of surprised this wasn't a Criterion, but it just was not popular. I don't remember anybody talking about it. It had a really shitty Blu-ray and a really shitty 4K, and then this release came along. But what it is a family in the 1630s New England is torn apart by forces of witchcraft, black magic, and possession. Written and directed by Robert Eggers. Went on to do a lot of stuff. Basically, it's a family of Puritans who's in a town, and it was taking place during the Salem witch trials type stuff, and they don't like the way the town's going. They don't like they're not religious enough for these people, this family, so they decide to wander off in the wilderness and relocate. And they find just a very remote spot and build a cabin. They have a few livestock with them. And they just try to try to grow crops, and it all goes to hell, basically. That's the best way to describe it. You're introduced to horror icon Black Phillip.
Creepy motherfucker, son. Yeah. He's a creepy bitch.
The creepiest black goat in the history of cinema.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
The thing is, it's a goat. You can't train a goat. They don't have the brain pan to be trained. They're livestock. They're mindless creatures. And this goat, you'd swear this goat was trained. The way it looks at the camera,
turns his head and
turns his fucking head just right. Like, he's hanging out with the kids, and the kids, are speaking to the goat, and it's almost like he hushes them. Hey, you guys be quiet now. Hang on. Let's go back to me being a goat. It's just, it is so, and it just builds and builds and builds. And the movie should really be called The Devil or something like that. But The Witch is as you're watching it, you're going, well, the witch, the witch that's the antagonist in this is not in it much. But this is called The Witch because of the Anya Taylor-Joy character, becoming the witch, obviously. But the actual witch in this is the most disgusting, disturbing witch I've ever seen on camera. It makes lotion. It turns a baby into lotion, essentially, and food. It just like it harvests a baby, and it's just, I don't know. It's rubbing its entrails all over. It's just nuts. Dark is not the word. This movie is pitch black. You got Captain Morgan as Satan in this. With the fucking the whole getup, he's wearing this fancy fucking the fanciest outfit of the day, which is hilarious. But the everything about it. There's this scene where the ravens are breastfeeding off of the mother.
Yeah, that's a fucked up scene. Is what that is.
Oh, it's crazy as hell. And you have these. It's Old English, of course. I think that's another reason people can't get into this movie because of the Old English. It's very old timey. They got one of the first muskets fucking ever is their only weapon, our only line of defense. And it's like this gigantic gun that never works. The kids go missing, of course. It's just a slow unraveling, like The Shining, basically. Isolation horror at its best.
It's the most watched to watch with subtitles.
Yeah. Pop the subtitles on.
It's the only way.
It's just, like I said, I'm not a fan of period pieces or anything like that, man. It's just, it's a 90-minute movie. It buzzes right by, and I just the atmosphere, the build up, all the tension, everything about it, I love. This is a really solid second sight release. A lot of good features, a lot of good interviews. Unfortunately, you get to know Robert Eggers, and he kind of shits on the movie a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like that Robert Eggers looks like a fucking weirdo that buys gas station pocket knives and like that fucking, what is that dipshit? He looks like a guy that vapes heavily. It's just very, you don't want to meet, these kind of people. I'd rather not I'd rather not even know what he looks like. But he is an American director. He's very talented. Obviously, he's made some great movies, but yeah, I don't want to go on and on about The Witch. You have to see it. This if you don't want to spend $30 on this 4K, you can get the Studio 4K for next to nothing. You can get the Blu-ray for basically free. You know, if you paid more than $1 for the Blu-ray, you'd be, I don't know where you'd find it for more than a few bucks. 4K or this.
Don't be a cheap bitch. Get the 4K. It's worth it. Get that release right there. It's worth it.
This scan is much different than the studio release. Robert Eggers really went in and overhauled it and made it look very gray and dim, just the way you wanted it. Like I said, I can't. This is one of the greatest horror movies ever made, not just one of the greatest standalone horror movies ever made. This is if you're a horror fan, it's a must-own. But anyway,
the first time I watched it was late at night without subtitles in the other room. I couldn't get into it. After I got that release, I watched it in here with subtitles, paid attention, and really got into the fucking movie. It became one of my favorites. On the next watch after that, I watched it with my son. I'm a huge fan of it. So it's a great movie.
It's like I've heard people describe it as boring, and I'm going, it's 90 minutes and it doesn't stop. It's relentless. It's a relentless pound. Just when it starts to what is that movie? The sound, when it turns into The Sound of Music, things are going great. Just when it's going great, the fucking baby goes missing. And then they got to go into the wood. She tells the father that a witch took the baby, and then they're accusing her of being a fucking witch. They're like, okay, we'll see if there's a real witch, but we're pretty sure you're a witch, and it's just like, we'll go with your witch theory, and they go on a witch hunt, and that gets all fucked up. I mean, it's just another kid goes fucking missing, and the animals are acting strange. It just, like I said, it's a once in a lifetime work, in my opinion. And folk horror was basically dead for years, and then this comes around, and it's just great. All right, let's catch up with the chat and get out of here. Let's see. Chris C says, wow, Raising Cain, De Palma film, split personality, Dress to Kill. Yeah, De Palma's great.
Nope.
Sydney Eubanks, Raising Cain, very good movie, 3.5 out of 5. I like this. Sydney's gone away from the okay movie, good movie, and now it's the number goes with it.
Yeah,
right. Better picture.
Boxed score.
Yeah. Well, Wrangler, what's going on, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Chris C, saying hey to everybody. Cool. Slasher Saturday's coming.
The sleeper. Let's go.
Yep. Meteor shit, Brian.
Yeah.
Extreme featurette, Day of the Beast would make my list. I almost put that in there, but I've talked about that movie on so many fucking streams.
Mm-hmm.
It was on my Christmas stream. It was on my, it just too many times.
Yeah. That's why I didn't pull Cujo.
I fucking love Day of the Beast. That's a Satan movie now.
Still gotta watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen Day of the Beast?
No.
Or Action Dante?
I just got it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I got it on my fucking shelf. I ain't got around to watching it.
You just got it in the last Severance sale.
Last Severance sale, yeah.
Yeah, let that fucking other one, Perdita Durango, let that be a coaster for you. You might like it. You might like it. I can't stand that movie.
Yeah.
But you might like it's fucking crazy. Action Mutante, that's a high recommend. Day of the Beast, another high recommend. Wild Wrangler, Mayor and Slither is great. Yeah. I think the opening of the movie, he gets like, you just get out of jail or something. I can't remember now, but the mayor is like slimy as hell. Like he's always getting in trouble. Chris C's a fan of Slither. Hagen K, I like the scene in the House of the Devil when it plays the Fix song. Yeah. Great little soundtrack. Just a great little movie. And it just doesn't take much. You could tell it wasn't a lot of money. And it still came out great. Like I said, it's just there's no excuse for not making stuff anymore.
And he did a great job, like transporting you back in time to like the 70s, I believe it was, right?
1983.
Okay, the 80s, yeah. I mean, he really does. He puts you right there, which I gotta give him a lot of credit because he does that with X as well. I'm sure he's gonna do it with Maxine. He did it with Pearl. So,
yeah. I mean, I would think even more so than those movies, this movie, House of the Devil, if you didn't know, and it's another thing, he didn't use big names. If you didn't know it wasn't the 80s, you know, if you didn't know it wasn't 2000, it was 2009, I think you'd think it was 83.
Yeah.
Rod Ringler, Slither, Lloyd Kaufman plays a drunk in the police station.
He does, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
First See Empty Man was on HBO Max at the start, I believe. Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right, Chris. Because I'm pretty sure that's where I watched it the first time was HBO Max. But I know for sure because I rewatched it and it's on Hulu now. So definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Chris says Empty Man. Okay. Rod Ringler never seen Empty Man. Yeah, I'd never seen it either. Sean, got to get going. Take care, everybody. Yeah, have a good stream, man.
See you, Sean.
Yeah.
Talking about The Hanging Underneath the Bridge. Yeah, I've not seen that. I have to check that out. Stream it illegally. Hall Notes, I just sat back down. I think Anthony's talking about The Empty Man. Yep, it was. Yep. Russell said, I saw The Empty Man in the theater on Halloween 2020. They closed the theater a couple of days later when AMC was shutting down for some of their theaters. Yeah, it brought the whole fucking theater down.
So, Russell, you were the one person that saw The Empty Man.
You're the one person that saw the theater.
It's not the movie's fault, though. I feel like it just didn't get any promotion because Fox knew that they were being, acquired by Disney, so they probably were like, well, we're not going to blow all this money promoting this movie or whatever. They're just taking it over. They're going to make the money. You know what I mean? Like, just whatever, forget it. Like,
from everything I understand of the movie business, and you can look this up, a lot of people verify this. If the budget's $100 million for the movie, if you see that on IMDb, budget's $100 million, the budget's really $200 million, and the other $100 million is for marketing.
The marketing, exactly.
Yeah, and so that's half the budget. If you can save that, fuck it, yeah, they will.
And the movie looks really good too. When you're watching it, you're like, I mean, you can tell they put some money into it, but they probably were like, we're not putting any more money into it if we're being taken over by Disney. Screw it.
Yeah. I might check it out after the stream.
Yeah.
Like I time to watch a movie before I crash. I might check it out after the stream.
Awesome, man.
I'll let you know.
Cool.
Paul Renner says, anyone seen Shrooms 2007? Brian?
No, I've seen the cover.
Yeah, I know the movie. I'm not sure if I've ever watched it. I think I started it one night late, and I don't think I ever watched it.
3 mushrooms that make out a skull on the front cover.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Chris C's talking about another movie called Pollen. There's a fucking one-word title for every hammer.
Shrooms, we got pollen.
Screwdriver.
Yeah.
Shovel. Yeah. All right, so the tagline on Shrooms, Blair Witch on acid. There you go.
There you go.
Dope ass tagline. That's good.
Bob Wrangler says Robert Eggers' next film, Nosferatu. Yeah, I heard that. You talk about a movie that needed a remake, and now I may be alone on this, but I have so many people are like Nosferatu. Oh my god, it's incredible. It's been remade before. I know that. I think Klaus Kinski, I believe.
Yeah, I have that released with him. I haven't watched it yet, but I have that released with him.
I think that's going to be that could be Robert Eggers doing Nosferatu could be incredible.
And Bill Skarsgård's going to play Nosferatu.
Perfect casting.
Yeah,
I mean, really, who else? Who's better?
Yeah,
eyes going 2 separate directions.
Got that. Yeah, perfect look.
Make him sound like a fucking troll.
Fucking freaky ass looking.
It's like crazy ass Mr. Deeds or something.
Creepy eyes, crazy eyes. Yeah.
Guy, dude.
Actually, I hate long, slow movies, but The Witch is amazing. That's the thing. If you would have told me this movie was 2 hours plus, I would have believed it. It's an hour and 32 minutes, 92 minutes. It's just, it's got that feel. It's such a heavy feel. It feels like it's longer than it is. Chrissy loved The Witch. It's a very psychological horror. Yeah. I'm sure there was other people. I'm not like the person at the movie theater going, don't go in there. Obviously, we all know there are people like that. But in the theater, I'm just myself going, something going on with that fucking goat. I'm just going, what is up with this goat? And and then it turns out, and by the time it kind of fades off of that, and then the reveal with the goat, you go like, I fucking knew it. I knew it was that fucking goat. Let's see, goat, turquoise, white horns. Proceed the scene with the witch with the young boy is very sadistic. Yeah, the young boy gets seduced by the witch herself, but she lets him go for some reason. Eddie, I need to rewatch The Witch. Saw it once, didn't like it, but I'll give it another try. Yeah, give it another shot.
That was me the first time, man. Give it another try.
I could totally get into it. You have to maybe get sucked into it type thing. I was in a dark theater, there was nobody there, kind of thing. See the atmosphere of The Witch, yeah. It's all about that. Trini, what else is a baby good for?
Evil bastards.
Father 3. See nunsploitation, Trini, burning. Wild Wrangler, is it me or is the witch young? Looks like a Little Red Riding Hood in the woods. Yeah, kind of. Only Taylor-Joy has only been. Has she done anything but horror? I think all of her titles are horror.
I think she has. There's something to do with Anton Yelkin, Thoroughbreds or something.
Did he get run over in that movie too? Or?
I don't think so.
How many movies did he even do before he ran himself over with that car?
It was Star Trek remakes.
Fucking Anthony. And then he died tragically.
I like the there's a Joe Dante movie called Burying the X. It's a lot of fun with him in it.
Dumbass rolled over himself with his own fucking car.
But Anya Taylor-Joy was really good in the Queen's Gambit on Netflix. That was a solid show. It's like only 7 episodes, I think, but it was really good. The chess playing show,
Chris says she does Wild. I think it's more of a demon in general. The goat is the devil. He turns the kids and gets the kids against her and all that shit. Russell saying, I have to agree with you on that, Wrangler. Yeah. Wild Wrangler, which seen it 1 or 2 times. Sounds like you're not a fan. Next seems to be great. You say 90 felt like 4 hours. Okay.
Chris loves it.
Yeah. Anything slow. Eddie, my number 1 is John Carpenter's Christine, my favorite John Carpenter movie, and also have a nice soundtrack.
There you go.
Solid pick and kind of an underrated John Carpenter, even for an overrated hack like him. Well, I mean, Halloween, he definitely ripped that off. Say whatever you want. He definitely ripped off Black Christmas. Swears he never saw it. Everybody else said he saw it.
There's no way you didn't see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Eddie, what's up, Wild Wrangler?
No.
Thank me later. Is this the Pillow Fight channel? No.
No,
this is not. This is not where you parked your car, dude. That's fucking Bob's channel. They had that gay, whatever the hell it was. What was it called? What did they do? Well, they had a sleepover or some shit.
Airbnb.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever it was. Well,
I
a bunch of dudes hanging out together, spending the night having a slumber party. They probably had pillow fights. Yeah, you're looking for Bob's Blu-rays, dude. Wait a minute. That's the Pillow Biting channel. John Public, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, Rumpelstiltskin, Serpent and the Rainbow.
Serpent and the Rainbow is great, man. Great.
Yeah, all those were good, man.
Solid choices. Rumpelstiltskin, that's another one that needs like another release. God, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I feel like it will soon. It's bound to, because I know TerrorVision put out a vinyl release of Rumpelstiltskin recently.
Oh hell yeah!
So
I remember loving that movie when I was a kid, though. I mean, I haven't seen it in forever because I think you can only get the VHS, right? I think that's it.
Yeah, well, it has a DVD, I believe.
Oh, does it have it? Oh, it's probably like super.
Yeah, it's way out of print. It's like one of those artisan ones, I think.
I swear I have that DVD.
Yeah,
it's one of the few I've got left.
It'd be fun to see if it actually holds up still,
Somebody will put it out.
Yeah.
Wild Wrangler, the 2 kids and the witch, they're evil. Yeah, those evil little fuckers. Hanging out with that fucking goat. John Public. Cool, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. Chris C. last night in Soho was more of a giallo, not horror. Joy was in. I don't know. I'd call it horror. I just
Call it horror.
that fucking doll. I don't know. I had trouble getting through that. I'm sure. I know a lot of people loved it, but it was unique, original, I guess.
I mean, I just look at giallo. I mean, this is just me, but I just look at giallo as a subgenre of horror.
Yeah,
that's what I look at it.
I would say it's
they're still horror movies. They're slasher movies.
You get that old man mystery element, you know.
Yeah, I mean they're Italian horror movies, you know, whatever, but they're horror movies. I mean they're just Italian slasher mystery movies, you know. But it's weird that people put them in a whole. They're just a subgenre, you know, to me of horror overall.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. Yeah.
I mean, you know, giallo with the, you know, they've got to be horror. I mean, you get people in masks stabbing people, trannies, all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
you know, it's more it's like often a tranny somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But there definitely there's some, you know. Did you tell me Torso's not a horror movie? You know,
right?
Hall & Oates, the tragic chess playing show. Yeah, everything's a fucking tragedy. I'm telling you, if I roll over if I kill myself with my own car, nobody's gonna call it a tragedy. There you go. Fuck that guy. Anton Yelchin's a nice guy. Everybody's like, oh my god, he was so young. He was so fucking dumb, is what he was. Wild Wrangler, Love the Witch. Too short for me. 90 minutes. Like I said, it just feels fucking heavy. It's dense. Chris C says Christine film is a bit better than the novel. Okay. Trini says, Brad, you'll never be invited to the Creamers Club. Oh, well, my invitation must have got lost in the mail for that little sleepover where they do. They're fucking painting their nails, staying up late, talking about girls, talking about guys. Eddie says, nice stream, guys. See you in the next one. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Gotta be out of here. Holland, I had trouble getting through Soho as well. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. So a lot of, like, I bet you Allie loves it, Anthony. I bet you Allie loves Last Night. So it's a very feminine, if that makes sense.
I'll have to ask her. Yeah, I know. I've heard from most people they like. I own it. I haven't watched it yet. I've got the Blu-ray back there. I gotta check it out because it was like dirt cheap during last Black Friday. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about it.
It's not bad. It's just like I said, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I agree. Anthony Giles is a great subgenre, slashers in general. Although, yeah, Italian slashers, Torso, yeah. All right, guys. Well, we made it. It's school night. We're going to jump off here. Appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate Alan playing Hurt and getting the stream out before Halloween. And Brian,
I want to do this for Halloween.
This is always a crazy month for Brian. You probably haven't seen a bunch of Brian lately, but I mean, October, he's doing all kinds of shit. He's got conventions, and I'm sure he's going to do content with that and a million other things. And you know, it's coffee season, so he's fucking slammed. I know. Trust me. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. This was Alan's, stream, but like I said, he's not 100%. So there's a reason we're doing it over here because Alan, if he needed to take a break, and not have to worry about the chat and all this shit. But yeah. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. See you guys.
Everybody be good. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Peace out.